Happy Gravy Day, everybody. Happy fucking Gravy Day. It's Past Gravy episode 424, and the boys are back. It's Alex, Pat, and Robert, and we got another dope ass episode for you guys. We're going to talk about all kinds of fun stuff, and we're going to pitch some ideas to you. I have some ideas. I don't want to start off the Precome segment because I do that every week. So I'm gonna pitch it to you guys. Did anybody prepare anything for today?
I started to, but I saw you had like 19 ideas on here. So I want to see what you got. I want to see. First of all, I want to see how many of your ideas I shit on and how many I think are actually good ones. That's really what's going on.
We did have a good week last week, so I'm hoping to continue that. But this kind of came to me before the podcast, and I wanted to get back into this.
I've actually got one.
Okay, go.
I'll start off so you don't have to. How do you tell your friends when their ideas are shit without hurting their feelings?
I'm not going to answer that question.
No, this is completely unrelated.
I'm not going to answer that question.
Completely unrelated.
You buy into your friend's idea because they're your friends, and that's what friends do. You support them no matter what.
That's how you go broke, man.
So what? You can't go broke in friendship. You'll be very rich in friendship, and you'll always have that. All right?
You can't go broke in friendship. Not true, because I've had some shitty friends in the past, but I love that. I kind of want that on a t-shirt.
I'm broke.
Right now.
My bank account is broke, but my friendship, I'm very rich. I'm rich in friendship.
I'm rich in friends.
This show. So if you're listening to this, you are not poor. You're rich in friendship.
As much as I love you guys, I love my friends. I think I'd rather just be rich.
Yeah, I probably would.
Make things a lot easier.
Like I can get a yacht and just hang out by myself a lot easier. You know, like that'd be tight. I don't have to have a lot of people around.
I actually like solitude a lot, but okay, now that that's settled, what do you got, Alex?
So you were just fucking with me, you asshole. Robert, do you think you would curse more if you were British?
I don't think so, but I think last week you guys were trying to get me to say biscuits for one of the words. I think maybe I'd be saying biscuits more often if I was British.
Yeah, you'd probably say tea more often too, I guess.
Yeah, maybe I'd throw in a few like crumpets.
I just feel like what you were talking about Ted Lasso before we started. Great show, by the way. But they curse a lot. They use like that's just British, you know. They're like, "Oh, you fucking cunt!" Like that's just hey, how are you over here in the States? But that's just how they talk over there. Do you think that like you would just incorporate that?
No, Robert would not do that.
No, I don't think so.
Maybe.
I'd like to think that like English Robert would just be filthy mouthed.
No, I feel like maybe we could get a twat out of him.
Yeah.
Because that's not even
twat?
that bad of a word over there. Like cunt is still cunt over there. It's just normalized to say. Twat is not even like.
Cunt honestly, is like ass to them. Honestly, like that's saying like you're an ass over there.
I want to start saying twat more. Like cunt, I love saying it's a great word, but calling someone a fucking twat is such a good insult. But over there, twat is bad. Twat? Nah, dude, that's nothing.
Yeah, it's like it sounds exotic.
You fucking twat. Oh, but see, you still got to say fuck with it. That's the thing. It doesn't work.
But I think fucking is more just like that's just you throw that into words just because that's just part of it.
Richard, you're being a twat.
Part of the English language, you know.
That accent's bad, Pat.
No, I tried.
It wasn't good. No.
That's why I laughed right away, and I was happy Alex started talking, so it didn't just hang there. I gotta work on British for like 3 minutes. I gotta build into it with a lot of bad British, and I'm not gonna do that because I respect our time. I think Robert might be like really proper if he was British.
Yeah, you think
like
is that how you picture a British version of you?
I think so.
He wouldn't be Robert. He'd be Reginald.
Bobathy jokes. Sir Bobathy jokes.
Sir Reginald Cumberbund.
Yeah, that's how he'd go back.
You'd definitely be a sir. He'd be like the third Earl to the Duke of Wensington or something.
That sounds like a real thing. I'll go with it.
I mean, everybody in Britain is like the 19th in like the 20th line of succession. Like they're all fucking related. That's why they have bad teeth.
That's just science right there, guys.
Science.
Sorry. You can choose to believe it, or you can choose to go against what scientists have been saying for years. And
I mean,
Pat.
what have we learned in the last 2 years? Listen to science.
That's very true. We have learned that. We've
Now
been
I
told
want
that at least. Whether or not you choose to believe that, that's up to you.
I want a shirt that says "I am science."
Pastor Gravy
Just-
merch store.
Just so I can make
PastorGravyMerch.com, by the way.
crazy, whimsical claims and just be like, you got to listen to science.
It says it on my shirt.
I actually like that idea. I think that's.
I don't think it'd be that great of it. I mean, I think right now it seems like a good idea. I think in reality, people are like, that guy just seems like an asshole.
I mean, I am.
Yeah,
That's the beauty of it.
It'd be fitting for you, I guess. Let's move on to some questions that we had. I'll start us off since you guys clearly didn't come in with anything. Do you guys think that accordion players are like the best huggers, or are they really bad at hugging?
Bad.
You think they're bad? Because I feel like they know how to move their hands. They know how to squeeze right at the right time.
They keep it right 2 inches in front of their chest, though. A hug, you got to go around the back. You got to embrace. You got to hold. They just squeeze right in front. So literally all they would do is take your rib cage and push against it from both sides. That's not a hug.
But I think that you have to be like soft with your hands so you don't fuck it up and it sounds good. I think that they would know how to like they'd hug you real good, and they'd hug you right motion. To where it's not a squeeze. It's the same instrument essentially. It's just
no,
it's just more so totally like to different. The elbows.
You don't squeeze. You don't hug.
It's all about rhythm. Together. Hugging is all about rhythm, dude.
No, a hug is all about. It's just feel. There's no way to describe how you give a good hug. You just know it when you feel it. Good hug is, you get in there, it's tight, but it's not too tight. Maybe you give a little right on the back, just like, hey, love you, man. That's a good hug.
So, Robert, you're thinking that
somebody who puts their hands together and squishes your rib cage together, that's not a good hug.
That's not good. I don't think and then they're using their fingers to poke my ribs. No.
I don't think that they're squishing your ribs. I don't think that they go in for the same motion of a hug.
And they don't go all the way around.
An accordion.
They just squeeze here. They don't.
So they're not allowed to hug.
No,
like accordion players don't know how to hug.
No, they'll just they'll just squeeze like this. They won't go.
You're
around.
Right, Robert. No. I think you're onto something. They wouldn't go for the rib cage. They would be those like weird people that put their hands on your hips. They'd be like going for the hug, but they're just like holding your hips, and you'd be like, "Oh, that's dude." Just even think about somebody putting both of their hands on my hips is uncomfortable. Women, how do you dance like that? Dude, that put a chill up my spine.
So you think like a trumpet player wouldn't be a good hugger either, because they would just be like their hands would just be up, blocking out a hug? Is that?
That's completely
according
different
to the way you're acting like a hug is based on how you hold an instrument.
Your entire basis of this.
Their hands, they're good with knowing when to like open and close. I think that they'd be perfect at it. They know the timing, and it's just the rest of their body is probably the exact same way that they are with their hands.
No, I think they'd be great at making homemade pizza dough. Great at like kneading dough. Like the motions of that would be perfect for it. But a hug, no, I think they're shit huggers. Probably because they play accordion and no one's ever hugged them in their life. That's a good part that goes into this.
Aren't a lot of accordioners, like Italians? That's what they do on the city that's on the water, like the whole city's the canals.
Venice, but that's the thing.
And they're just like, mamma mia. Like Italian is like the language of love besides French.
But that's the thing. They're perverts. They're not Italian.
Not all of them.
You're either Italian or you're pervert, and accordion players are perverts. They put their hands on your hips.
I think they're romantics, like they're playing accordion while other people are on dates. They're just trying to set the mood. I think they know all about setting the mood. I think they'd be great huggers.
I think they're a bunch of Cuomos.
Don't say that.
As I said it, I was like, man, that could really be misheard, and I didn't like the way it sounded. I was talking about Andrew Cuomo. I think we all understood that.
I think they know that.
But that did, if my audio cut out for the first half of that word, that could have sounded really bad.
Yeah.
Let's leave it at this. They're not Italian. They're perverts. And they're bad huggers.
Would be good huggers, I think.
Nobody wants to hug an accordionist.
If you love an accordionist, yes, you do. You're generalizing a whole group of
Nobody
people's
loves them.
profession.
Who would
You
love
don't-
somebody
that's
that plays that
mimes.
instrument?
You're thinking of mimes.
Oh no, mimes would be great huggers.
How? They can't even like touch you.
Everything they do. Who says they can't touch you? They can't speak. They have
can't
to
touch. They can only mirror you.
They communicate. No, they can touch. They communicate with
They can only
actions.
mirror.
The only way they can show
They can do
love
this, the fake
is through a hug.
I've never
You got to
seen
break
that
them out
mime
of their
hug.
invisible box. But once you do, they'll give you the best hug you've ever had in your life because they're so thankful.
No, they just have to mirror whatever you do, so they wouldn't be able to.
In what world do you think an accordionist could give a better hug than a mime?
In this world, you know what? Somebody that's an accordionist, hit me up. We're gonna have a hugging contest, and if you're a mime, I guess you gotta text us. You can't call us or anything.
You're in a fantasy world, Alex. You need to wake up.
You're in a fantasy world, Pat. Okay, I do have an idea. Just another chapter of Alex solves global warming again. We always talk about, the polar ice caps melting, sea levels rising. What if we just dug a bunch of fucking holes at the bottom of the sea? Like, boom, water goes there.
How are you gonna
levels
get there?
don't rise as much. Drills?
Submarines?
Yeah, there's all kinds
it's
of
too much
Robert.
pressure. It's too much pressure.
How did they find the Titanic? They built the thing.
You don't have to go to the bottom. You could dig a hole anywhere in the
Send
ocean.
robots to the bottom of the ocean. Just more holes in the ocean causes more room for the water to be able to go to. When there's more water, that water displacement, I don't know. I'm not a scientist, but it seems like a solid idea. You just keep digging and there's more room for the water and the sea levels don't rise, and boom, we can melt all the polar ice caps.
No, because then the water gets into the Earth's core and then it cools. It cools the
chills
Earth
out a little bit.
and then we die.
Robert, listen to science, okay? Do you have any idea how far down the Earth's core is? We can't even get through the crust. If we tried, we don't have the physical ability or the technology or tools to get through the crust of the Earth.
Pat would know.
Robert, this is basically Armageddon, but in the ocean. Now, I know you don't understand that because you don't like movies because you're a fucking android. But Alex actually is onto something very important and very good here.
No, he's not.
Saving the planet. Yes, that is a very important thing, Robert. This is no laughing matter. I think if we just dig a bunch of holes in the ocean, we've solved rising sea levels for the time being, at least. And then, okay, oh no, they're rising again. More holes. Done.
More holes.
You can't do that because then all the shallow parts become deep parts, and then you're gonna sink.
You just gotta take a noodle out when you go to the beach.
What do you mean the shallow parts become deep parts?
Because you said you don't want to dig the holes in the deep parts. You want to dig them.
No, I said we don't have to. Of course, that's what we would do. You're assuming that we don't have submarines that can get deep enough. We 100% do. James Cameron.
It's too much pressure. It's too much pressure. They can't handle it.
Titanic. How did we find Titanic?
We don't have to go into the deepest parts of the ocean, but we got to go pretty deep. We're not going to be drilling 100 yards off the fucking beach in Venice. Like, we're not going to Galveston having some guy with a jackhammer walk 30 feet out and go, yeah, start there, buddy.
I mean, we'd eventually have to get to that. And that's, we'll talk about that when the time comes. But you start off like just making the deepest part of the ocean deeper. And then you start working on the shallower parts of the ocean because there's more real estate at that point.
It's already 2 mentions of Venice. I think that's 2 more than we've ever mentioned Venice before.
Shout out Venice, Italy.
Yeah, that's probably why I said Venice, because literally it popped in my head. I was actually talking Venice Beach in California.
Oh, okay. Well, I was thinking maybe worldwide, you just in the canals.
Here's another idea.
Could be 1,000-foot deep canals, and
what
we're
if
just
we
saving the planet that way?
What if we did go to California and started drilling deep holes, like literally right on the beach, and just slowly started like getting rid of all of California? Like, we just gave California back to the ocean, and that would like give the ocean some more area to go to. Like as a peace offering to Poseidon. Like, what are we going to lose? Oh, no, we don't have the Dodgers, the A's, and the Angels anymore. What are we going to do?
They did just build a cool stadium in L.A. for the Rams and Chargers. So, like,
here's an idea. Move one to Montreal, move another to, I think Vancouver would be good for a baseball team. They like baseball up there. Actually, baseball would probably work better in Vancouver than in Montreal. So forget Montreal.
I don't think sawing off like a state is I feel like
Oklahoma
we were
City.
thinking you're taking a simple idea that I had in digging holes in the ocean, to it's a drainage problem, really. You just dig a bigger hole.
Yeah, and
More
that
room
hole
for it
could
to
be
drain.
California.
That's not really a hole. It's like already a thing. Just
Here's
dig
the thing.
below.
Here's the thing, but California's on a fault line anyway. Eventually, we just dig into that, and it opens up an even wider trench than we could never do. That'll fill up with water, and then part of California will be reclaimed. We'll get it back, but
you're on a fault line.
My whole line of thinking is a fault line.
Yes, it
is. But I stand by it.
I just feel like there's something to think about. Scientists start looking into just digging holes. That's always just dig. We need to out dig. Unless it says don't dig here because there's power lines.
As Incubus said, we all have something that digs at us. At least we dig each other.
And on that note.
Next.
Could a mosquito suck away an erection?
Only if you have a micro penis.
That's how they do it. That's how they do it in hospitals. Like, all the pills are like, if you last more than 4 hours, go to the hospital. They keep mosquitoes on staff.
No, they don't. I almost believed you. I almost believed you. I was like, wait, no. I knew they had it was leeches. They used to do leeches would get, I think, blood clots out.
They get benefits too.
Is that technically a blowjob?
It's a suck job.
Well, I mean that's what a blowjob is.
Right, but it's not like they're not like getting you off. It's like they just like it's a rush of blood to your penis causes an erection. If a mosquito like bit your dick and like what if it was a group of mosquitoes? I bet it could make it go away.
I was talking about a leech. Is that technically a blowjob? It's sucking on your dick.
I don't think so.
Technically. No, mosquitoes, no. But especially because you said, could a mosquito? No. If it sucked up that much. Have you ever, when you were a kid, did anyone ever talk about, if a mosquito lands on you, just start flexing and then, get a bunch of blood go up into it and it'll explode the mosquito?
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
You've heard of that? I've never heard of that before.
I've heard that you, pinch around it.
I've never actually seen it happen.
It never worked when I tried to do it.
I still believe it could work.
Yeah, but I refuse to believe that.
If the mosquito tried to suck that much blood from your dick, then it would explode. Your dick is way bigger than a mosquito.
Well, it was a bunch of mosquitoes.
Then you need to protect your dick. You're doing a bad job.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm saying obviously you're being very just not safe with it, but I was just wondering the logistics. A mosquito could probably, if you had enough of them on there, that would it's just gonna take out a certain amount of blood, right? And then you get a soft dick again.
Dude, your dick would be so itchy.
Oh yeah, no, it wouldn't be fun. I don't want to talk about hypothetical questions, guys.
I don't want an itchy dick. I don't. I mean, I'm just being honest here. Okay, if you're gonna make me answer, I think we got to put it into the question of how many mosquitoes would it take to suck all of the to make you lose an erection?
How many then?
Oh, this is two different questions. This is how many mosquitoes biting your dick and how many sucking the blood out. Because sucking the blood out, I would think it's going to take upwards of 40, 50.
Yeah, so it's not realistic, but it probably could be done.
But I think one mosquito biting my dick is going to make me lose an erection. Maybe two. You might be able to will your way through one.
If you have an itchy enough dick, does the erection just go away?
Yeah, because you're not going to be horny. You're just going to be thinking about, God damn, my dick itches.
So maybe one could be the answer.
Could be. I'm going to say two. No,
just guess.
40 to 50 to actually suck enough blood out to make you start losing the erection. Two, just because there's two mosquitoes biting your dick. If you can keep an erection through that, you got a problem.
Yeah.
You're into that pain shit.
Robert, what are your thoughts on this? On mosquitoes?
I'm finding out that it would take somewhere between 200,000 and 2 million mosquito bites to kill you from blood loss.
Well, we're not talking about blood loss. We're talking about an erection loss.
So
ask that one.
So this is gonna be some math involved.
I'm not doing it.
In an erection, there's 130 milliliters of blood, and
Okay.
the average mosquito takes about
Maybe in yours.
0.01 0.01 millimeters of blood.
Yeah, so it has to be a lot of mosquitoes.
Be a lot of mosquitoes.
Yeah, so like I said, 400 to 500.
Million, 1,000 or whatever it is.
Listen, Robert, we're a science podcast, not a math podcast. Okay, keep that shit out of here.
You're right. Yeah, this is for learned scientists.
Science has nothing to do with math, so you get rid of that shit now.
I am a Wikipediatrician, and I'm an expert at this kind of thing.
I'm a pope. I don't have to listen to your dirty math talk. You and Copernicus can fuck off. I don't know. Did Copernicus have a problem with the Catholic Church? I don't even fucking know.
I don't know a lot about Copernicus. Not a big Copernicus guy.
Me either.
Moving along, some more ideas I jotted down. Jenga is just reverse Tetris.
Yes.
That's
I mean, open and shut. Yeah.
Open and shut. Yeah. Like that's exactly what it is.
Now, how do we turn that into a business?
We can't.
Okay. Moving along.
What about Jenga pieces that are like the Tetris pieces? So like sometimes you get like the just like weird like curly key, like they're different shapes. It's not just a solid block, so it's really hard to navigate it.
That feels too close to math.
Yep, you're right. Good point. Moving on. We're not gonna waste our time on math.
That's like a nerd game. That's like 3D chess. I ain't fucking with that.
My last thing I really had for the Precome segment this week is shoelaces. Like shoelaces are on most shoes, I would say, but haven't we kind of like evolved past that? There's so many other ways besides shoelaces to like tighten your shoe, keep them on. Why do you think we've just kept the shoelace game around for so long?
All right, so there's two thoughts I have on this. One, fuck you, Nike. Back to the Future said by now you should have had these self-tightening shoes, and you guys have just dropped the ball on that.
Honestly, that was what I was basing this question off of.
Yeah,
they do have those.
They do have like them.
$600. You should be.
No, they're not mainstream. Things. Like it's not main. Like it's still like most shoes are like lace based.
Yeah.
I'm saying like we should have it where it's just like you like have like a string, like a drawstring almost, or you just like you have that thing you just like tighten like those like water shoes. You pull the string, you move the little thing down it. Like that's how most shoes should be.
We created a very simple explanation of this, or we solved this a while ago, but a certain industry in the world shit all over it. And I'm talking about fashion. Fuck you, fashion. Velcro. Velcro is the perfect answer to this problem. And people have to be like, that's Velcro. It looks tacky. It looks stupid. Fuck you.
It looks efficient.
If I could find Velcro shoes that were non-slip for my work, in fact, I'm going to Google that when we're done. I'd order them right now.
They exist.
Like, are you fucking kidding me? Velcro's the shit. Actually, I'm actually kind of past that anyway. I just wear shoes that I slip my foot into that don't have anything. I'm on a whole nother level of lazy.
I remember Nike had those like when they first came out, those like NFL combine type shoes that like just didn't really have a sole and you could just bend it all the way. Like they were like track shoes without track shoes. And like I remember like you just didn't have to put I just didn't ever put laces in them, and like they would like stay tight on your foot anyways. And it was just like I was like this should be all shoes. Why are all shoes not this way? Boots don't have to have like cowboy boots don't have laces. That's old school. Like they had it figured out.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. That's kind of like the just slip-in shoes that I wear.
I just feel like I guess it is fashion that's probably kept it going. But remember in like elementary school, it was usually girls, but they had they were like phone line, they're like phone cords basically that you could just like cross through the shoelaces.
Or how about just the springy laces when you were too young to tie your own shoes, and it was that like pigtail thing that just came out the very end of it? Yeah, those were dope, and I miss wearing those.
Why? And then there was that whole phase that we went through in school where like you had laces on your shoes, but you didn't tie the laces. You like if you had DC shoes
I never did
or
that.
etnies, you would have
Never had
like
those.
I mean, I didn't because I couldn't figure out how to do it. I wanted
I was
to
not
wear
a
it that way,
skater
but
boy.
I
I
never
didn't
was
wear
able to do
DC.
that. But like you would have like you like pull out the laces to where just like the end of it pops out, and like you try and like make it like a really like loose. It's like basically like a house shoe at that point.
Yeah, I didn't
That
wear
was the whole
those because
phase.
I was an athlete and I needed you weren't mobile.
You
in
didn't
those.
run in etnies. You didn't run in etnies. You just walked around school in them.
I always had to have the ability to run. You never know when you're going to need to run. I was an athlete, man. I kept my
What
shoes
were you
tight.
running from in school?
I don't know. Maybe I threw a piece of paper at somebody's head and they were chasing after. I don't know. Just boys being boys. Maybe out of nowhere, me and my friends in the hallway would decide to play tag. You had to be able to sprint at any given notice. Just athlete shit, you know?
I just feel like we should have a more popular way of like.
Yes, we should have these self-tightening shoes.
way.
Nike has dropped the fucking ball. And also, actually, maybe on a bigger level, Adidas and Under Armour. You have the ability to sweep in and steal the market that they created 25 years
any
ago.
other shoe brand that's not Nike.
Like, you guys could have
this up.
stolen this technology from Nike and been like, they didn't do Marty McFly right. We did.
Done. Just come with a knockoff name.
Like, we're already past the deadline, aren't we? Or was it 2025?
We're already past the deadline.
Like, where's my shoes? Fuck hovercrafts with flying cars. I don't need all that shit. I need shoes. Shoes.
Shoes.
Shoes. Shoes.
Oh my God. Shoes.
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 Shoes. Robert has no idea what we're talking about. Robert, this is Internet 1.0 shit, and it was fucking awesome. If you watch it right now,
there used to not be a YouTube. There were just like 7 internet videos that people would go watch and laugh at, and everybody memorized them. Yes.
Oops,
I farted again from like the Britney Spears animation thing, the shoes video. There were like 8 of them. So the earth is around, right?
Fucking kangaroos.
like there were like 8 of those, and everybody was just like, hey, look at this one. And you've already seen them all, but I'll watch it again.
To this day, I still say, okay.
Okay, so.
We should really, everyone else who knows what we're talking about, find these videos, send them on Twitter to Robert so he can watch them. Because they're all like, none of them are over like 2.5 minutes.
And they're the funniest thing ever.
God damn, dude. Internet 1.0 was a fucking wild play. Like, Robert, you might watch.
They got too much content to consume.
You might watch it and be like, man, they did drugs. No, we were just 12.
Yeah.
And that shit is hilarious when you're 12.
So yeah, that was really all I had to bring in today. Another 30-minute pre-comeback kids segment. So let's move along to the comeback kids segment. Before that, we'll tell you that it's brought to you by our friends at Bee's Knees Honey Company. When you want honey or honey-related products, you better be fucking going to Bee's Knees Honey Company.com. If you want the bottled honey, the honey straws, the comb honey, they have honey butter, the Oreo cookie honey butter. You guys hear me talk about that every single week. That's my fave. The Bee's Knees lip balm. That's awesome too. There's
beard balm.
The beard balm. There's a little bit. I wasn't looking at Pat when that was happening.
I smell like a fucking cedar tree right now. It's awesome.
Cologne. They have the little pollen capsules. If you got allergy problems, you pop a pollen capsule every morning, and you pop a column capsule. Is what you pop. No, it's a pollen capsule, and that'll help with your allergies. It's all like local honey, so if you're in the Houston area, especially, that's awesome, and that'll really help you out. They have dog treats too. Who doesn't want to get your pooch a treat? So you order some stuff for you, and then throw in a bag of dog treats. The dog gets a little something too. I'm not talking. Wheezy hears the T word, and she's like, "Huh? I hear we're talking those.
How dare you say that in front of her?
I didn't think about it when I was reading it.
You should give her one right now.
I don't have any on me.
That's what I'm saying.
After we get off the air. They have royal jelly. They have all kinds of awesome stuff. I love the Oreo cookie honey butter. It is amazing. It's basically ice cream with honey, and you can just eat it with a spoon. You can put it on anything you want, but it is awesome. All their honey butter is dope, but my personal favorite is the Oreo cookie. The honey straws, if you like tea at work and you want a little honey in there, that's awesome. You just cut the top of the straw off, squeeze this honey into the tea, and you're good to go. Beezy's Honey Company.com is where you go to order. BeesKneesHoneyCompany.com. When you order through Bees Knees, hit them up on Twitter at Bees Knees Honey 1 and Instagram Bees Knees Honey Co. Let them know you are part of the Gravy Gang and that you heard about them on Past the Gravy podcast. Bees Knees Honey Company, the best honey and honey products in the world, and the official sponsor of our Comeback Kid of the Week segment.
It's the Comeback Kid. The Comeback Kid of the Week. The Comeback Kid of the Week. Bitch.
All right, our first comeback kid. I feel like we just came out of an ad, but we're going to go back into sort of another ad. It's merch. Pass the Gravy merch, because we have some absolute fire merch available now in the Pass the Gravy store. All courtesy of one Bobby Jokes. Bobby Jokes, tell everybody about our new situation we got going on in the store this week.
So we got a PTG drop, which means it's limited edition, 2 weeks only until September 13, I believe.
Is that what the kids are calling it? PTG, they call them drops.
Yeah, they call them drops. You know, trying to be cool, trying to be edgy, trying to keep up.
Trying to fit in with the kids. I like it.
Yeah, we got 5 new things, 2 t-shirts, 2 pint glasses, and a bucket hat. It's really cool,
I got
really
all of
stuff.
them.
I know. I was just like, it was literally the Leonardo DiCaprio meme from Wolf of Wall Street, where he's just throwing money at the FBI agents. I was just like, here, have all of it, PTG store, and that's our stuff. Like, we're just buying it. I shout out to everybody. The day of the drop, the morning of the drop, so many of you guys went out there. Robert came up with the ideas of all of the stuff. Robert put all that out there on his own. Like, appreciate you on that, Robert. And like, those are like my favorite merch ever. The ladle shirt, the PTG ladle shirt.
Oh, so
where the G is a ladle. That is my absolute favorite piece of merch I think we've ever put out. Like, Darling Like a Marlin, I never know if I could top it. That was just like, what the fuck? I absolutely have to get that. And then I think I'm gonna make another order or 2 more orders or whatever, because I only got it in one color and it comes in so many colors.
Yeah, that's
I kind
the
of
thing.
want to get one of each.
If you don't want to wear blue or red because, you don't want to be caught in the wrong neighborhood. Yeah, gray. I bought gray in both, honestly. I think I look better in gray.
I bought the navy. I got the navy with the yellow writing on it. But the pint glasses, I've always wanted PTG pint glasses. I'm so glad they're finally there, and it's cool that they are like limited edition as well. So like, yeah, if you get it in this 2-week period, it's like you're in a subscription service almost.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I know Pat's in like a shirt of the month club, and they just send you random shirts. It's like you're in that, but you don't get the auto renew, where then it just like, you're like, oh no, there's $30 more. Like, you just buy what you want. If you want it in 2 weeks, it's there, and then it's gone. It's like the McRib, but it doesn't come back. Yeah, it's our McRib. The PTG drops are our McRib.
Yeah, and if you're listening today, September 1st, you can use code PTG drop for 20% off.
Oh, I didn't know you. I thought that was just through yesterday.
That's through today.
Okay,
today.
cool.
If you're listening today, September 1st.
I may have told people yesterday.
So if they watch it tonight, or if they listen to this tonight.
If they listen tonight.
No, who cares? Now you've heard it. If it's Thursday when you're listening, it's not available.
Hey, you know what? Honestly, if this is the first you're hearing about it, that's on you. We've been posting about it all on social media. I put out multiple posts. Don't get the FOMO, man. Fear of missing out.
Forgetting about it. If you're just now hearing about it, I also forgot to hit the promo code, and so I didn't get the 20% off.
Yeah. Also, guys, maybe
I'm still happy about it.
Maybe if anybody is listening tonight, buy an extra set or 2. Secondhand market. Maybe people that missed out. Maybe you can
actually, not a bad idea. And we are all for the black market on Pass the Gravy merchandise.
Yeah. We're not necessarily for overcharging the Gravy Gang, but if the Gravy Gang missed out on something and wants a part of it and you have extras, I mean, that's just the free market, baby.
It's capitalism.
Yeah. I don't even think we said what it was. So there's the Gravy Tech shirt. There's a PTG shirt where the G is a ladle of gravy. Our basic pint glass with the regular logo and the Darling Like a Marlin logo on the pint. And then the star and microphone bucket hat, which is honestly what I am most excited about.
What color bucket hat did you get?
I went gray.
Okay, I went black. I went black with the white on it.
I thought about it, but I'm like, bucket hats are like boat hats, and if it's black, it's gonna be sunny and hot outside. It's a little hot. My current bucket hat that I own is gray, and it's worked really well for me. I do my yard work in that one, and it's nice.
PassTheGravyMerch.com. PTG drop. Try it. If the code doesn't work, obviously you have missed the time. That's the easiest way to do it. If it works, you get 20% off. If not, you get dope ass shit. And again, it's like a subscription service that you're not subscribing to. Hopefully, if these go well, like then maybe we can get like we're gonna have to keep coming up with like cool looking shit. We're not just gonna put out garbage, But like limited edition, I think is the new way to go. We got the stuff in the PTG store. It's already always available, and then This gives us the option for like maybe around Christmas we put special like Christmas type PTG stuff out. Who knows?
Yeah, some extra stuff.
Yeah, we're not like married to anything, but these are like a lot of
Valentine's
times
Day.
Like, yeah, maybe. I mean, we don't have to have like a shirt for every holiday. I don't really know.
Steak and BJ Day.
Again, we don't have to have a shirt for every holiday. But like, a lot of times people suggest stuff to us. Just it's a tree. You just get a tree with the logo cut into it. And people always are suggesting like, hey, y'all should have this. Y'all should have this. Y'all should have this. And a lot of times you have to order the overhead and stuff. This kind of allows us to try it out. If you want, we don't have PTG keychains, maybe that'll be something we do one day and then we drop it. If you want the keychains, cool. If not, we don't have a bunch of keychains that then we have to sit on. We don't have to worry about that. But PassTheGravyMerch.com. PassTheGravyMerch.com. Our merch is fire and it's better than ever. PassTheGravyMerch.com. So that's our first comeback kid this week. Our second comeback kid is Kanye West. Kanye West. Jesus. He had Donda come out finally. And
Donde.
I thought it was pretty good. It's Donda.
Donde.
Is it?
No, it's Donda, but it smelled like Donde.
It's Donda.
He's culturally appropriating
it's
Latin
his mom's
words.
name. It's his mom's name.
Her parents culturally appropriated Spanish words. Also, he was pissed. The label took it and put it out early without his approval, according to him.
Well, it also was supposed to be out like a month ago, I feel like.
Yeah, but then he got trapped inside the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And
he was working on it in the stadium. I don't know. It was a weird process, but everybody's got their process. And I listened to it on Sunday. Thought it was pretty dope. I mean, there's a lot of Kanye filler songs, I feel like. And if you've listened to any like of the more recent Kanye albums, like what filler songs I'm talking like what I'm talking about with that. But I thought there were probably 5 or 6 like just absolute fire songs on there. And that's a lot for one album. I mean, it was 27 songs. It probably could have been cut in half of that, but
how many of the songs were just filler like this bullshit in between other songs?
There were a few of those.
That's what I heard. I didn't listen. I don't really care. I don't listen to Kanye. I've never really listened to Kanye. Not even like the early stuff that was supposedly really good. I don't care.
All right, well, then I was the only one in the group that listened. I thought it was dope.
It's not my music, man. Flatland Cavalry, they come out with new shit. I listen to that, but Tyler Childers. Exactly.
Riley Hubbard.
Yes, that is a
Darius Rucker.
Lesser so, yes, but also shout out Ray Wiley. He's old. He's got COVID. I'm rooting for you, buddy.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I wasn't trying to.
He wrote
T's and P's.
Ray Wiley Hubbard wrote, but was not the singer that you've probably heard singing Redneck Mother.
Don't know about that.
If you heard it, you'd probably know it. It's been played in every bar at some point or another. Up against the wall, Redneck
I was just hoping you would say it.
It's a fucking great song.
Say it, and then I was sort of debating whether or not I should chime in at all and just see how far he would go. Continuing.
I mean, I'll start.
Let him do the whole song.
Right now. He was born.
No, I don't want you to.
In Oklahoma.
We're good. We're good.
His wife's name was Betty Lou Thelma Liz.
Like That's one of like the most like awkward like social settings to be in sometimes, where you're like, no, you've heard that song. And like, what does it sound like? And you're like, okay. It's like a coworker that I don't sing in front of. You're like,
you sing it way faster.
Because you're trying to get over it and get through it. And it's like you're singing it and it's like hoping that they pick up and like, oh, okay, yeah. And usually, like, even if I don't know something, oh yeah, you're right, okay.
Yeah.
Like at a certain point, but like I always think it's funnier the longer it goes. And sometimes you're just like, all right, yeah, keep it. What was that again? No, just like let them sing for 2 minutes and see if they'll just continue to go on.
I swear that always happens with a slower tempo song too. Like you can be like, no, you've heard Bohemian Rhapsody, and they're like, no, what's it sound like? And you're like, fuck. Is this the real life? Is this just fantasy? And you always like speed it way the fuck up to try and get through it. And they're like, that doesn't sound like anything of it. Yeah, motherfucker, because I'm not making it sound like it.
I'm not Queen.
Just a small town girl living in a lonely world. Took the midnight train going anywhere. Yeah, you know it. And you're just
it
like,
would be even more awkward if you took like all the pauses and stuff. Like going anywhere, and then you just say nothing for like 5 seconds, and then just a
street lights, people. You're like, and then people in the office are just looking at you like, why is Pat screaming in the break room?
During guitar solos, you just say nothing. You just stare and no, you don't do that. You just say nothing. It makes it more awkward. So it's like a 25-second pause. Don't stop believing. Or if you want the Sopranos version, we just say don't stop.
That'd be great though. You pause and they just start to say so. No. The song's coming back in like 14 seconds.
I'm not done yet.
I'm playing the music in my head because I don't want to, sing it wrong for you. I want to get this right for you. But I need silence. This is my process.
Have you seen it's from Tim Robinson? It was on SNL. It's I Think You Should Leave on Netflix. I think I've recommended it before. They had a second season I didn't realize came out, and I watched all of it this weekend, and just like
I didn't do shit. I didn't do fucking shit.
It's just like so many awkward like office settings or scenarios you'd find yourself in, and it's just ramped up how awkward it makes it. It's like The Office, but like way more not realistic than The Office already is, and just like the weirdness is on steroids. Definitely, if you're into that kind of shit, I would check it out. It might not be for you, but I loved it.
I recommend it to everybody. Watch it. It might not.
It's a
be
good
for
like.
you,
I'm not doing anything. I'm just gonna sit and just mindlessly watch something.
Here's what you guys do. What's his name again? Tim Anderson.
Robinson.
Tim Robinson. Google Tim Robinson coffin flop. If that one makes you laugh, the rest of the show will make you laugh. It's fucking gold. That's all you do. It's like, and that's like 2.5 minutes long. Just watch that. If it makes you laugh, the rest of the show will. Yeah, it's so fucking good. I know. How did you not know the second season came out? It came out like 4 weeks ago.
I don't know. I haven't really I don't without The Office on Netflix, I really don't get on Netflix as much.
Well, my thing was I heard other podcasts talk about, and I had heard about the show forever. So when season 2 came out, I binged season 1 and 2 like back to back in like a day and a half. And I was like, this guy's a fucking genius. Somehow, like
the music is fucking on point there too. I love the music.
Yes. How did we get here?
Kanye West. He's got a new album out, and it's called Donda, and I'm the only one that's listened to it. Also back this week is Jake Paul, because he is undefeated as a boxer after beating Tyron Woodley in a split decision on Sunday. I don't know. I didn't watch the fight on Twitter. It looked like most people said Jake Paul won. Like,
I would say so,
Jake Paul won.
Tyron Woodley, if he had been more aggressive, I think would have won. And one, like but this is how Tyron Woodley fights. Like, and it's been the thing that's frustrated so many fans over his last 4 or 5 fights, is he sits there and he's very patient, which is his fighting style, but he'll rock him and then not go in for the kill. And he just doesn't. I think he threw like 89 punches in 8 rounds. It's not enough. But like,
it was also like his first professional boxing match.
And he was in an MMA stance. So it was weird watching somebody in a boxing stance versus him in a crouch and like down low. But like at one point, you've probably seen the highlights by now. He throws this hellacious right and drills Jake Paul in the jaw. And if these ropes weren't like reinforced with like vertical straps on them, Jake Paul would have went into the crowd. Like he like fell through the ropes, but like got caught on like a vertical one. And then Tyron Woodley lets him just like get back up and like reestablish himself. Like right then he should have, like, as soon as he was trying to crawl back to the ropes, he should have just been throwing hellacious combos to him and knocked him the fuck out.
Do you think it was fixed?
No.
Like planned ahead? They're like I think there's guys that had to sort of be in on it.
No.
The Mayweather one with his brother was 100% like Mayweather just being like, yeah, sure.
Well, I don't think you had to fix that one. I mean, Logan Paul couldn't touch Mayweather if Mayweather didn't want him to. Mayweather's one of the greatest boxers of all time. I don't care if he hasn't trained in 2 years. His head movement alone, Logan Paul couldn't fucking touch him if he didn't want him to. He'll carry him through the fight is what he did. That's not a fix. This one, I don't think Tyron Woodley would let it be fixed. He's a competitor. Like, dude
has like money.
Okay, and you know how you get a lot of money out of it? You beat him, and then he wants another rematch.
No, I don't know if like these like celebrity fights are gonna have rematches to him. I mean,
if it was his first loss, then I don't think he would. Maybe he would go into retirement off that. But like, okay, you beat him and he retires, you just start doing this boxing shit. But like, it sucks. It's like Tyron had chances to beat him, but Jake Paul. Here's the thing: I hate Jake Paul. He's got a little skill. He's not a very good boxer. Like if he fought an actual boxer, he'd get fucking killed.
Yeah, all the people he fought are like MMA guys, an ex-NBA player.
But like you see him in there, and he's like, dude's been training for 2-3 years at just boxing. He's got some skill. He's not.
Yeah, I'm not saying
he's not very good, but I was
take out Canelo.
I didn't think he was going to be that as good as he was when I watched him. Not saying that he was that good, but he was better than I anticipated. And then it ends. He says, "I'm moving on. You're old news." Woodley's like, "That's bullshit. Let's run it back." He goes, "All right, if you get my name tattooed on you, then we'll do it." And he goes, "Okay, bet." And then the next day, Jake Paul retires, which he'll be back in a fucking year. He's blown through all the money.
Yeah, he
did.
Retired. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even see that. I hate that kid. I hate that kid so much.
Boxing, like the fight game retirements are the fakest type of retirement.
I want to see the brothers fight each other. I'd pay for that one.
Did you pay for the fight, or did you just
That's a HIPAA violation.
It's true. Good point. But by you not answering it, I'm gonna assume I know.
It's I think we all know what my cheap ass did.
Hey, we're not gonna confirm or deny anything.
I mean, I only got home in time for the final 2 fights, which I didn't even watch the second runner-up. I just tuned in.
Right.
I tuned in at the very end.
I was just mad it was on a Sunday.
Yeah, I don't give a shit.
Should have been on a Saturday, but yeah, whatever. Jake Paul, he's back, and he can box now too.
Kind of. Also, Rough and Rowdy has completely surpassed boxing. For those of you that don't know, Rough and Rowdy is amateur boxing, and to put boxing on it is only in the loosest terms. It's run by Barstool. They're in a boxing ring. There's boxing rules. They're wearing boxing gloves, no headgear, but like you get away with more grabs and touch stuff. It's dudes that have never been in a fight that claim that they're 100-0 in the streets. And it is some of the worst, most entertaining fighting you've ever seen in your life. There's always so it takes place in West Virginia. Apparently I didn't know until this one. I've watched like 4 of them, that this is a West Virginia stable that's been going on for like 100 years, is Rough and Rowdy. Like people's grandfathers and fathers and them. There's like 3 generations of guys. It's all hillbillies and fucking just mountain people, rednecks that have feuds. But there's one county. I want to say Dade County, but that's Miami. But there's one county. No. It starts with a D, but there's one county in West Virginia that everybody in West Virginia hates. We'll go with Dick County. And everyone from this county is super proud of being there, and everyone else in West Virginia hates them. So basically every fight is one guy from there and one guy from not there. Maybe 18 teeth collectively in each fight.
I wouldn't say that's it. Like there's like regular guys, and now they have like a belt.
There
have, and like they have celebrity, like Pac-Man Jones fought in it.
But the funniest is just when people come in going, there was a dude in this one that goes, I'm 100-0 in street fights. And he came in, I don't think he threw a single punch. Not that his arms weren't moving. It just, I couldn't qualify anything he threw as a punch. It was just all overhand windmill slaps and got the shit kicked out of him. This was the first one I've ever watched where there wasn't actually a legit knockout. There was a lot of TKOs. Usually someone gets knocked cold fucking out, and it's hilarious. But in this one, their current champion fought Pac-Man Jones, and it was actually a decently interesting fight. There's always a little person fight. They throw a couple women fights in there. It's 20 fights for $30. It's well worth the money. Better than any boxing event I've ever tuned into
or watched.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what I mean.
Even if you didn't pay for it, I guess.
Yeah, I pay for these ones. This is what I'll tell you guys about it, is I pay for these. I got home when it was done and paid for it so I could watch it until 3:00 in the morning because I worked that night. That's what I'll tell you. It's so good, my cheap ass is willing to pay for it. So if you want to watch fighting, that's what you watch. Or UFC. Definitely not boxing. Boxing sucks.
And we don't watch dog fighting either. We're not that kind of podcast. Okay?
Why would you even bring that up?
I'm just saying we're also not dog fighting, like not pro dog fighting.
Pretty sure that goes without saying.
Well, I just want to make sure that we have it on the record.
You give me
People
major Ted vibes from when him and Johnny were doing cocaine at the party. Anyone who knows the scene I'm talking about knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah, you keep doing these like really specific references all day, it feels like.
Yeah, and I'm enjoying it.
Like, yeah, but I don't know if anyone else is.
No, but it's very easy to look up. Just look up the scene where Ted and Johnny are doing
I'm not going to do that right now.
With Flash Gordon. I'm just saying, you bring that up out of nowhere directly, specifically relates to this scene, and people will laugh if they ever look it up. Just not right now. That's why I like doing.
Won't laugh.
I like doing deep cuts where you have to do research for my jokes.
How many comedians do you know that are super successful that do that all the time?
In what part of my life have I ever given off the vibes of super successful? It's not what I'm going for here, man.
Maybe it's not the most successful way to do a podcast is just by obscure, deep references.
Maybe it is. We don't know. It hasn't been tried.
Okay. Lil Nas X is our other comeback kid this week. He's releasing an album. He announced the release date is September 17th. Not to brag or anything, but I did get slipped a leaked version of it, and it absolutely slaps. So,
did you pay for it?
Somebody sent it to me. I clicked a strange link from a stranger.
Weird way to support our king.
Well, I'm obviously getting the album when it comes out. I'm just listening to it. Like, this is me pre-listening to all of it. So shout out to me. But it's awesome, and it's gonna obviously take it back to number one again. But there's tons of hits on it, so I'm pretty stoked about that. And then last week, like also a comeback kid with him with Lil Nas X is Tony Hawk, because last week he came out with a skateboard that had blood in some of the paint on the board allegedly, and Lil Nas X pointed out, "Hey, nobody said anything about Tony Hawk's blood thing. Why did my shoes get shit on?" And
because you ripped off Nike and had their logo on it.
But still, it was funny that he brought it up. And then Tony Hawk had posted something, and he was just like, "Nah, he tweaking." And then he tweaking just kind of became an internet sensation for a couple of days. And then Lil Nas X and Tony Hawk skateboarded together. So like they're cool, but Lil Nas X is like the king of the internet. He knows how to troll, and he knows how to like keep himself in the tabloids. That's exactly what he's able to do. And he's got an album coming out in about 2 weeks, and I can't fucking wait. So Lil Nas X, another comeback kid this week. And what?
I just had an idea. They're still looking for a Jeopardy host.
Lil Nas X.
Why not Lil Nas X? I mean, he hasn't done anything that could get him canceled in the past, right?
No.
That's been their problem.
He danced on the devil.
Like, yeah, what's wrong with that?
So what, dude?
He tempted.
I would be all for Lil Nas X hosting Jeopardy, so that'd be sick.
I mean, it would never happen, but that'd be funny. That'd be really
Tony
funny.
Hawk hosted Jeopardy.
That's an idea. I know. See, I am 100% in on LeVar Burton though. It's LeVar Burton or nothing for me.
I feel like we're forcing LeVar Burton.
He would be perfect though.
It's just like reverse Nickelback with the internet, like with LeVar Burton. It's like if Bob Ross was alive, everybody would be like, Bob Ross should host. It's just people like Keanu Reeves should do it. We all love him.
No, but that's why I don't say Ryan Reynolds. Of course, Ryan Reynolds would kill hosting Jeopardy. That's not what he does. He's a fucking movie star. LeVar Burton did Reading Rainbow.
Was that a game show?
Excuse me?
Was that a game show? Because it wasn't. No,
but he hosted a show. He knows how to host. He's very likable. I mean, he was Data. Nobody else. Oh, no, he wasn't Data. He was, I don't remember his name from Star Trek, but whatever. That's not important. He's LeVar Burton. Nobody has a problem with LeVar Burton, except for racists. We don't listen to what they say. Give me a better.
But I just felt like the LeVar Burton. I don't have anybody better, but I just feel like LeVar Burton is just being like the internet's like, yes, do this. Yes, do this. And like, I think that like part of Mike Richards losing his job was people were so like, if it's not LeVar Burton, we're tearing down anybody else besides that. I think that was kind of a part of it.
Nah, I think that was more so just the internet going, well, this is someone we've never heard of. Let's try and destroy his life. Because that's what the internet does now. And also the funny thing is he was executive producer. He hired himself. Then he fired himself. But not from being like the executive producer or whatever the fuck it is. Dude's gonna make just as much money as he ever did.
Now he got let go from that too.
Oh, he did?
Yes.
Oh, what a fucking
and
idiot.
Wheel of Fortune.
Oh, whatever. I mean, I'm sure that dude's already so rich.
For asking his podcast co-host or whatever if she had ever sent nudes to her boyfriend.
It's the internet is.
He said some other stuff,
but
that was like the big one that they got him for was he asked her if she had ever sent nudes. It was a discussion about nudes that like they were talking about. I don't think that was like they were like, yeah, well, I like broccoli. So did you ever send nudes to your it wasn't like that.
So like me and you aren't ever qualified to hold any job ever. Then,
yeah, we're
right?
fucked, dude. We're fucked. That's why I can't go on Big Brother now, because like Big Brother, they'd like listen to one podcast and be like, "He thinks this," and I'm like, he was kidding in that, but okay.
I would
just be canceled by the time. Like, but Big Brother, you can go in a house for 3 months and come out, and you're like, you've been canceled for 2.5 months, dude. Like,
I would love to go on Big Brother, go far enough to get into jury, so then I have to spend the whole time, and I come out, and people are like, "Dude, you're canceled for saying this," and I'm like, "Dude, I don't remember saying a single one of those things." But it all sounds like shit I'd say. What did I say, Mon? Pass gravy? Yeah, we say a lot of shit.
Checks out.
I'd be like, yeah, I definitely said all of those things. I apologize for none of them because they were all jokes. And listen to Pass Gravy every Wednesday. That would be my. And also, what I really feel bad for is ruining Robert's career for just sitting here and letting us do this.
No, see, Robert would be like, he was the saint through all of it. That held them together. And
he stood by and just listened to these bigots say these things.
It could be spun either way. I don't know.
And Robert would just be like, "Hey, man, like AWOL Nation, what's up?"
Right.
He's wearing an AWOL Nation shirt, guys.
Watch the video version of the podcast. Our next comeback kid is Thumbs. Thumbs are back this week, specifically thumbs down, because the Mets, they got their fans good. So the fans were booing them because the Mets were not being good. They sucked. And the Mets were like, instead of like just working on getting better, we should figure out a way to say fuck you to the fans that paid to come like watch us play games. And so they started doing the thumbs down to fans whenever like they would get a hit. Something positive would happen. And then people are like, why are you doing the thumbs down? Like, well, y'all boo us, so we give you guys the thumbs down when good stuff happens. And then everybody's just like, fuck you, what the fuck, like, I don't know, I don't care either way, but it is kind of like a dumb idea as a player, maybe. Like, hey, they root for you, maybe don't say fuck you to them.
So here for Javi Baez, yeah, not so bad for him. He's a rental. He's gone after this anyway, or gone after this year anyway. Mets. No, but I get it. But for Francisco Lindor, who signed a 10-year, $300 million contract, you ain't going anywhere, buddy. pissing off your fans that are already a very ornery fan base because your organization is famous for just taking good players and making them shitty and never putting anything good on the field. And then you get to the team and you hit like 2-10. And then you blame the fans for being mad at you. You knew what you were getting into when you fucking signed them. Don't be a douchebag about it.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I don't know. I can't remember really a time that's happened. Like anything like that's kind of happened where I understand.
No.
Like, oh, the fans shouldn't be this way. Fans shouldn't do this. Like, but like to just kind of be like, fuck you to like your own fans is it a bold move? What I'm looking is that the word I'm looking for?
Yeah, it's a bold move, Cotton. Let's see how it pans out for him. The best was then the GM came out and was like, put out a statement like, hey, the fans have the right to boo. And the players doing this is unacceptable, all this shit. Like, it's not okay. We're not behind that. We're not going to accept the players acting like this to the fans. And then some fan, like, he came out backing the fans. Like, this is bullshit. And then a lot of Mets fans came out and were like, how dare you not back the players? The fucking Mets, man.
Meet the Mets, guys.
Like, I feel like I hate to say it. I feel like this is how the Yankees should be. Like, their fan base, the karma of it should get this type of team. But the Mets, the Yankees get everything good. And then the karma of the world is like, New York can't have two good teams. So the Yankees are going to spend money. They're going to be good. They're the Yankees. So we have to just, no matter what happens, the Mets have to be bullshit. And they always are. They'll start out a little good. They'll put a little something together and then, oh, Syndergaard can't play. And, oh, it doesn't look like he's going to play this year. DeGrom is the greatest pitcher maybe we've ever fucking seen. But he can't stay healthy for more than two starts in a row. It's just like, Jesus. Man, it must suck to be the Mets.
But I was actually talking about this on the morning show a little bit today. The best kinds of boos. Like, what are the best situations in which it feels like, when does it feel the best to boo?
Pick
like
off throws.
A bad call. What'd you say?
I said pick off throws.
Pick off throws.
No, I hate that. Boo. Fuck you. It's a pickoff throw. What are you booing for? He's trying to do something for his team.
Getting inside his head.
Oh, he did it a second time? Boo. Shut the fuck up and learn the game of I hate pickoff throw boos. I know I'm being old man yelling at crowd here. I fucking can't stand when fans boo at that.
I think like when your team has a bad, like a call go against, like a bad call go against them, that's the hardest boo. Like, it's just like a true, like, boo. Like, that just like, you don't even think about it. Like, when you don't have to think about the boo and your just initial instinct is to like, what the fuck was that? And you just start booing, like, that is the best kind of boo. So I think like when you get like jobbed on a call, that's probably the best boo.
The boo that I actually enjoy the most, because I don't like booing at live games it feels weird to me. When one of your friends just tells a joke and it completely falls flat and doesn't land, you just look them dead in the eyes and go, boo. That's my favorite boo. That's a fun boo. And it's not when it's just you two. When it's a group of people and they say a really bad joke and nobody laughs, and you look and go, boo, and you get laughs for the boo.
It's like a hacky joke. Boo. Yeah.
That's a good boo.
That's pretty good.
But booing an ump for a shit call is always good. Or ref, depending on
just a player you hate. A player you hate.
Oh, a player you hate is elite. But also in football, when there's a video review, or even in baseball, when there's a review, and it's very obvious that the play should be overturned. Like, it's there. It's obvious. You cannot miss it. And they don't overturn it. Or like it shouldn't be overturned, and they do
scoreboard.
And it's just right there. Like, it's very obvious that you got thrown out at second. And they just go, no, he's still safe. And you get to boo him because you're like, you're bad at your job. Boo. Boo you. Fuck you. It's right there.
Remember
100 feet tall. And you can't see it.
Remember in baseball before they had they could go look at a replay and you could challenge like whether or not somebody was out. Like when there would just be a bad call and the
He
guy would
played
be
on the
called
Jumbotron.
safe. The guy would be called safe, and you're like, what the fuck? He was out by a mile. And so then, like, okay, well, he's safe. And as the next batter's coming up, they're just replaying that, and everybody's just boo all over the next batter's walk-up song. Like, yeah, that's another solid kind of boo.
That's what I love about
These days won't understand that one.
That's one of the things. I hate to bring it back to hockey because nobody gives a shit. But that's why hockey refs, I think, are the best refs in sports because they will straight up tell players. A dude got fired recently for it. Like, yeah, we're going to give a makeup call. There was this famous story where one of the refs blew a call and somebody was just jumping in his ass about it. He goes, you don't think I'm pissed off? I know I fucking blew it. Hockey refs they're just baseball umpires, historically, fucking assholes.
Yeah.
You could show them video of the dude being out by 3 feet and they'd be like, you're out of the game. Fuck you. That's not what happened. How dare you question me? Hockey refs will be like, yeah, I fucked that one up, buddy.
That's on me, Chief. My bad. My B.
But like the hierarchy of just bad reffing goes like, well, NBA is the worst. NBA refs are the fucking worst. They suck at their jobs. And you go, oh, you don't know how hard it is. Put an extra guy on the court. What the fuck do you want me to tell you? You're bad. You miss calls all the fucking time. Then it's NBA, then it's NFL. Actually, I feel like NFL does a pretty good job. But I'll say NFL, then NBA or MLB. But MLB umps are the biggest assholes about it. They're the number one assholes.
Well, they call it an ump show. They don't I've heard the ump show way more times than I've ever called. Well, like, have you ever heard of it's a ref show? It's an ump show.
Oh no, there's a Twitter account, the Ump Show. I follow him.
Right.
It's fucking great.
But like they call it the Ump Show when it's like him just making it about himself. Like,
Angel Hernandez.
Okay, cool. Yeah, Angel Hernandez is the biggest one of that, obviously. But like,
and then
it's called an ump show and not a referee show for a reason because umps are kind of fucking divas, and they can make a big deal about no, you're out of there. Like their whole fucking job revolves around like when you get a third strike to just like try and embarrass the fuck out of the guy that just got struck out. So like it's all about them. And then when they can throw you out, like they love that. Like they'll start salivating at that opportunity.
I mean, off the top of my head, I can name 2 Major League Baseball umpires, Joe West and Angel Hernandez. And I know them because they are both known for being horrible at their fucking jobs and being assholes about it. And anytime anyone dare questions them on anything, they fucking throw them out. Can't name a single NBA or NHL referee.
Scott Brooks.
NFL.
Scott Foster.
Well, he's not there anymore. And we only know his name because it came out years later that he was betting on games.
No, that was the other dude.
Scott Foster for the NBA.
It was not Scott Foster.
Well, who's Scott Foster then?
Is it Tim Donaghy?
Tim Donaghy, that's who it was. Oh, that's right. Scott Foster's the guy that every time he refs a game for like 19 games in a row in the playoffs, Chris Paul loses.
Yep.
That's a little bit of a fucking coincidence, and they keep putting him in there. Yeah, NBA refs are fucking terrible.
Joey Crawford, I think, was another
we
guy.
all knew him. That's the rule of being a ref, is as soon as like fans know your name, you should be forced to retire. Because we only know your name because you're doing a bad job. Ed
Hockley in the NFL, he was an awesome ref, and he was just like, we were like, look how jacked that guy is. That guy has huge muscles.
NFL is exempt from this rule. Because NFL, they've got 9 refs. And if a call gets missed, it gets missed. We've got Sky Ref and all that shit now too. But like NBA and everything, NBA, MLB, there's 3 guys for NBA, which means in the entire league,
much smaller area,
you've got 30 guys. If I know your name out of 30 fucking people, fuck you. We knew Ed Hockley's name because he was good at his job. And we was like, damn, that dude's 60 and he's fucking jacked.
Yeah, he started just lifting one year and was like, I'm just gonna get ripped.
Plus, we respect the NFL. We don't.
Well, I mean, maybe not the Shield, but
respect the Shield.
All right, so yeah, that's somehow
Where
we
the
got
fuck
out
are
of
we?
thumbs. We got that out of thumbs. Best booze. We were best booze in sports, and then we were booing refs. That's
I'm gonna stick with booing your friend after a bad joke. That's my favorite boo.
And then Robert's still gonna stick with booing pickoff attempt.
Yeah.
It really
surprised
sends a
you-
message. I like that.
I'm surprised neither one of you took your boo as the best boo. Kind of suspect.
It's my bae.
All right. Good loophole there, sir.
Our final comeback kid this week is college football because it was back this weekend, but like now it's really back because it was week 0. We had like 4 games with teams that like didn't fucking matter. Like cool Hawaii played
Cheer
UCLA.
for old Notre Dame.
And
Wake
now
up the echoes.
there's a
cheering
full
her
slate
name.
of games on Saturday. I can't wait. We actually have a Thursday game, the official start of college football season when the national champs play, and Sam Houston plays tomorrow night. But we're gonna hear from our 2 NIL athletes from Sam Houston at the end of this segment. But yeah, college football is back. I can't fucking wait, dude. I'm just looking at. I pulled up the slate of games, just like the top 25 games. You get Minnesota, Ohio State is one to watch in the beginning. I mean, you're gonna get Penn State, Wisconsin. That's
one.
probably the best early game. Alabama, Miami, Florida, not Miami.
Miami.
Louisiana against Texas. 2 top 20 teams getting together throughout the record books when they get together, and then
Whoa. LSU or Louisiana?
Louisiana.
They're a
Raging
top 20
Cajuns.
team.
23.
No shit. Who's Texas's quarterback this year? Does anybody know his name?
I saw who it was yesterday. I do not remember his name.
I know Notre Dame's quarterback is a transfer from Wisconsin, so we'll see how this goes.
The biggest game of the weekend, though, Georgia Clemson is gonna be on, and that.
I mean, you're not even going to mention Notre Dame versus FSU.
Well, I was gonna mention that. That's the Sunday game, the last game. They play Florida State.
They play on Sunday?
Florida State. Yes.
Motherfuckers. I got to miss week 1 of Notre Dame. It's bullshit.
That's on you, bud.
I'm going to find a way out of that.
Isn't that the Lord's Day? They shouldn't be playing on the Lord's Day.
That's true. What time does it say game time? It's got to be a night game, right?
They usually have that one Sunday night game on Labor Day weekend, 6:30.
Yeah, I'm going to leave work early that day. Fuck that.
But yeah, college football's back, dude. And just like getting a taste of it last weekend was so awesome.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, okay, I'll bet a little bit. I'll throw a little bit of money on UTEP. Hawaii played. I don't fucking give a shit about Hawaii, but I'll watch them.
Illinois plus 6.5, baby.
Yeah, Illinois, Nebraska. Like, they weren't great games, but it was just like, okay, let's ease you in and then go. Now it's college football season. We got all kinds of games this weekend, and it's dope.
Is it time to fire Scott Frost from Nebraska?
I don't know how much Nebraska college football talk we should do on this podcast.
I'm just saying.
After one game this year, no.
They knocked out the starting quarterback for Illinois in the first quarter and still lost.
Maybe their backup was really good. Tom Brady was a backup at one time. People forget that.
This guy was not. He was serviceable at best.
Scott
Frost, great coach at Central Florida. Goes home, is the chosen, or like he's the chosen boy for Nebraska. He played there. He was who they wanted. He gets there, and he is completely inept, has no idea what he's doing. Needs to be gone.
It's so hard to get people to go live in Nebraska, believe it or not.
Well, he was supposed to be the one to do it, and he's worse than their last coach.
Yes, I know you might be interested in the University of Southern California. Yeah, they have beaches, they have girls, but what if I told you you could come to Nebraska?
Would you like to be the next Danny Woodhead?
Would you like to go to Florida and play for the Gators, where they have all kinds of awesome amenities? Perhaps Texas or A&M in the great state of Texas? No. Nebraska, that's for you.
We have the sweetest corn you will ever taste.
Really, you got to start worrying about your corn, the corn you're consuming, because I always say, if it ain't for the corn, it ain't for me. What does that even mean, Scott? You want a husk? Here, come on, grab a husk. Yeah, I don't want to go to Nebraska ever. I would never want to go play football there. I mean, obviously, there's people that have limited options, and that's probably why you go there. But like, I don't think very many people's first choice, unless you were like born and raised in Nebraska, is Nebraska.
They need to zig when everyone's zagging. Everyone is air raid offense, throw the ball over the place. Fuck that. Go back to the 90s Nebraska.
Corn fence.
Option football. Like go back to when
I don't think it works anymore.
Tim Couch.
Yep.
Run that shit.
Tim fucking Couch, man. And then he retired after 1 year.
Just another great. Wait, he only played 1 year for the Browns.
He was a receiver for the. Oh no, who am I thinking of?
Yeah, I was like, he was drafted.
He was a receiver though, wasn't he?
He was drafted like very highly by the Browns as a quarterback. I don't know if it was 1-1, but he was up there. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
They also had the guy that was he transferred to receiver and then he didn't really play very much. But yeah,
Terrell
college
Pryor.
football is back. That was not it. That was Ohio State. He went to Ohio State.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, college football back, and
it's fucking back, guys.
I'm so happy. I'm so happy football's back.
Like we do technically, like they were already my team, and I've kind of turned them into the Gravy Gang team because we do support Sam Houston State football now.
Wait, Tim Couch played for Kentucky.
Tim Couch did?
I could have swore he was Nebraska.
Okay, it was whatever like the Heisman Trophy guy was from Nebraska. I want to say, and he was a receiver. I don't know. We don't need to go too far into that. But we are a Sam Houston State podcast.
Eric
Crouch. Eric Crouch. Same thing. Tim Couch, Eric Crouch. It was close. That was actually not that far off. So good job on our part. But Sam Houston State is our unofficial official team. We do sponsor Ryan Humphries and Cody Chrest from the team. I wasn't able to get they were traveling today, so they were not able to hop on the pod and record with all of us. I was able to talk to them last night, and I will play you that interview now. All right, guys, I am back with the two Pass the Gravy athletes, the only two Pass the Gravy athletes, an elite group. Just guys being dudes, talking a little football. I got Ryan Humphries and Cody Chrest from the Sam Houston State Bearcats, the national champion Sam Houston State Bearcats. And you guys have your first game of the new season tomorrow when we're playing this. Tomorrow against Northern Arizona, Nassau. Kind of stupid, right? It's a stupid name, huh?
Nassau. Yeah, that's stupid for sure.
Ryan was talking to me a little bit before we got going. Being you won a national title, fucking awesome. But then you didn't even get a full off season to enjoy it. You didn't get the full 6 months or anything. It's you had a couple months and then hey boys, put the pads back on, let's go. Do you feel cheated out of an off season as champions?
Well, so this might be a slightly unpopular opinion for me, but I kind of like it given that I am healthy at the time being, but I kind of like it because sometimes having such a long off season, you come back and it's a little bit of rust, take some time to brush it off. And with the short turnaround, I feel like everyone came back and there's no rust. Everyone's still in the groove. Everyone's still hot off the natty. So at least for me, it just kind of felt like we just rolled right into another season and I stayed ready to go.
I think there's really, you can look at it from, hey, we didn't really get the off season of, just celebrating all the time. Mm-hmm. But also, talk about just ultimate excitement from fans and from players coming off of, the peak of what what we can reach. And let's just turn around and do it again and be excited about that.
Right. Yeah, I as a fan that doesn't have to suit up and do any of this stuff, I'm kind of but I enjoy basking in the glory of talking shit, that's fun. And now it's okay, well now y'all are going to do it again. So it's going to be fine. But I remember my girlfriend, when the Giants won the Super Bowl, the 2011 was the last time. It's been a fucking long ass time. But when they did, I just was that was awesome. Cause for that entire offseason, it feels like it's so long. And I was almost I don't want the NFL season to start. I want to have this. I want to have this continue to be that way. But I'm excited more for Sam football because I feel like you guys are gonna have such a solid chance at repeating. Y'all have basically the entire squad back.
Yeah, well, the entire squad back. Everybody. Yeah,
I didn't lose anybody at all. Because you had you're a graduate student, right?
Yep.
Cody. And so like you would have if the pandemic had not happened, would last year would have been your final season?
I would have been done. Yeah, if the pandemic didn't happen, I would have been done in last fall.
So like, do you have classes? Did you still have to be in classes? Or
Yeah,
are you just like a professional football player?
I have classes. I mean, I'm working towards getting my MBA, so I'll be getting that in the spring. So
okay,
it kind of works out because otherwise, it would have been like I came here primarily to play football. Of course, I'm gonna get the other degree that's being offered, but coming here, playing in the fall, being done, and then still having a year and a half left, it worked out well.
It would be a lot harder to stay just for school and no football.
Yeah,
right.
I know what you mean for sure.
Oh yeah.
Well, I've always heard like they had like there's always guys that are like redshirt seniors, and it's like, yeah, he's in like a botany class and that's it. Like he's just like, don't you have to be enrolled in like one class or something like that? I don't know what the rules are, but it's like that's what I've always heard. Like, oh, you can just like this guy's just like chilling kind of, but like you put in it's a full-time job being a football player already, but then it's like that's awesome. I bet to just like focus on that if you had a lightened load of classes as well, instead of having to be like, all right, cool, you got 18 hours and then also here's practice, watch film, do all of this stuff too.
Yeah, it is great because I mean, while I still do have classes, it's a lot easier than what I'm used to. So I can focus on.
Coming from Harvard.
The exam's so easy with my Harvard
okay,
brain.
I'm not even saying it's easy. It's just easier.
There you go. Those of you that may be new, Cody did transfer from Harvard. He graduate transfer from Harvard. So he's our resident lawyer. Anytime we have any questions, even though he is not a lawyer, we basically just
whatever
smart person questions. Just at Chrest Cody, hit him up. He'll answer them.
Oh man,
you did answer a bounce house question one time. Somebody's like, if they haven't picked it up in 2 days,
yeah, I was there.
And like, dude, solid advice. He was like, okay. He tried to lawyer him a little bit, and the guy was like, no, dude, fuck off. But it was valuable advice, I feel like, that you gave our friend. So y'all are in the WAC now. You go from the Southland to the WAC. Name recognition for sure, a cooler conference. It sounds cooler. Does it feel weird? Like I think we talked about this the first time we had Joe on. Just like you have such a like you were used to kind of who you played every year. I guess Cody, you played one schedule, so it's not really the same.
Yeah, it's still a little new for me.
I guess y'all don't look at it the way I look at it, where it's like, we don't have a Nichols game. Where's McNeese? Like it's not completely just knowing the conference, but like, are you excited to get to play new schools, or are you kind of like, I'd rather be in the Southland?
No, it's cool. I mean, like you said, it is weird not playing the Louisiana schools, Northwestern, Sela, McNeese, Nichols, but also, with new schools come new experiences, and so we'll get to go to some new stadiums, and I think that'll be neat. But yeah, the WAC, I think the WAC overall, especially in the long run, is going to be really good for Sam Houston.
Yeah, I was kind of looking ahead at like new conference, maybe some new rivalries. Like, who do you guys like? Who have we decided to hate so far that like is new in the conference? I mean, we got SFA, Central Arkansas, those guys. I think ACU, but like they don't count. They're not like a real team, even, are they? But like who do we want to hate the most in the WAC of the new teams? Like, because I'm thinking like fuck Jacksonville State this year. Let's go hard against Jacksonville.
I can rock with that. I think
for this year, because this year is the only year that we'll have Central Arkansas and Jacksonville State. So I think for 1 year, we collectively, Jacksonville State. I think that's the team.
Yeah, take them down.
Yeah.
All right. So like big rivalry game coming. Then
that's in Huntsville. So maybe Gravy Game comes to. I think it's homecoming too, actually. So that might be.
As an alum, I should go back, right? Yeah, that's 10/23. 10/23, October 23rd. I think that's Giants Cowboys weekend. I want to say too.
Oh man, I mean,
what a weekend, dude!
Lots to talk about that weekend, buddy.
Yeah, we'll definitely have you on for that for sure. Dude, by the way, condolences on Gucci DiNucci getting cut today.
You know, as big as a Cowboy fan as I am, I was not sad to see him go.
Really?
Oh no, that dude after his comments of the JMU Sam Houston game on Twitter, I have no respect for that guy. And I hope that he's enjoying his time off. We play Thursday, Ben. Check us out. We have a ring. He does not. He
So
does
yeah.
not.
And then they got rid of like all their backup, or all. I don't know who they have as a backup, but was it Gilbert was gone too?
They let go of Garrett Gilbert and Ben DiNucci. Yes.
I always liked DiNucci just because he was not very good.
No, he was.
It made me happy, at least. Okay, so y'all are flying out to Arizona. How many games have each of y'all for both of y'all have y'all flown to? I guess mostly playoff games. But last year y'all didn't have to go anywhere because y'all were
It's only been a few for me because in the Northeast everything is so close by. You can drive a couple hours and go through 5 states. So
yeah.
So
y'all would drive to Louisiana, right? Y'all busted over to Louisiana.
Yeah. 2 games my freshman year. We flew to New Mexico, and we flew to North Dakota, and then I actually my junior year in high school, we flew to Disney World and played a game.
What?
Yeah, that was pretty neat. So I guess 3 would be my official answer.
Who'd y'all play in? Like, were y'all playing another like an Orlando team?
Yeah, we played a Florida school.
Bishop Sycamore.
Bishop Sycamore. Yes, it was against Bishop Sycamore. We played at the Wide World of Sports at ESPN, and it was pretty cool.
That's
pretty
badass.
Cool.
That's where I think that's where the NBA bubble was, wasn't it?
Yes, same place.
I want to say the MLS bubble.
We had a walk through there, which looking back at that, that's kind of cool.
That's pretty tight.
Yeah.
Just while I mentioned, like, what did y'all think of that? Did y'all read too much about the Bishop Sycamore, where they just like fooled ESPN into thinking it was even a school? It was like a parking lot on Google Maps.
I don't get how they made it that far, and I also don't get what the goal of it was. You know, like
to get on TV.
So the coach has a warrant out for his arrest now, and he's been fired, and there's all sorts of, I don't know about all sorts, but there's legal issues just to get on TV. I don't know. The risk versus reward doesn't seem to make a lot of sense there.
I can see what he did because I feel like I would have gotten myself into this kind of debacle where it would have been a joke. And it's like, yo, guys, we get the Gravy Gang. We suit up. We say we're a high school team. I'll coach. And it's just like, I don't think about the repercussions. And then it's like, well, actually, it's fraud. It's this. You're costing this money. But it's also like ESPN, maybe do a little background check.
I think it's more on ESPN than it is Bishop Sycamore. Like
how many people did not do their job? Like, hey, let's go look at some film.
Make a phone call. Call someone.
Maybe 2. Yeah. I don't know. Look at one piece of film from their non-existent.
A simple Google search.
Look up an address. Like if you look up their address, it's like some random house in a neighborhood.
Yeah. So something kind of crazy is my younger brothers, Jack and Nick, one of their high school teammates played for Bishop Sycamore, and they just recently spoke to him, and he said he had like no idea about all the the fraudulent activity. And I was like, I don't really understand how you don't.
He thought he was was he in high school?
He's actually in high school.
Bishop Sycamore?
No, well, I don't even, it's not a real, it's like an online school.
Oh, I didn't know that. I guess that makes more sense. It's just so it's like ITT Tech had a football team.
University of Phoenix.
Last year he was at my high school playing with my younger brothers.
DeVry.
I just don't get how you have like a 25-year-old teammate and you think this high school football team is legitimate. You know, at least
Keenum was like 40 when he was in high school or in college. So like, I guess, yeah, but high school, it's like you can't really like redshirt.
But I saw that there was
I'm a 7th-year senior.
Players from the ages 20 to 30 on the team. A 30-year-old?
And they still got rolled, which is like
yeah, they did.
And when you looked at the jerseys, they looked like the fakest jerseys ever. It looked like a created team on like the old NCAA games where it like doesn't let you put a logo in, but it's just like, cool, we got a black helmet. These stripes are sick. That's it.
Looked
done.
It looked like the Guards team off the comebacks, if y'all have seen that.
Some dudes had on blue cleats, some had on green. I saw a red sleeve. It was definitely fend for yourself for equipment.
But I guess with high school, it's probably brilliant because like you don't have to pay the athletes or anything. It's not like, hey, this is a semi-pro football league. Come on out. It's like, oh well, yeah, dude, you're doing this for free, right? Cool. Let's go to. You want to go to Orlando or you want to go where? Because IMG's in Florida, right? Or
yeah,
somewhere. I think it's in Florida. You want to go to Florida and just chill for a weekend? Okay.
A little vacation.
Because I saw it on, I think it was Saturday when it was on. I was just flipping through channels like, man, they usually have like good games on for the high school features. I didn't think anything of it. And then the next day I was like, hey, so this was actually not even a real school. And somehow ESPN just let it get on.
Well, I think it was the second quarter. The commentators were talking about, how they couldn't confirm any of the D1 prospects on a team. And then they started talking about how at this point they should be worried about the health and safety of the players because of the severity of the mismatch. And I was like, I've never heard that before, where they're talking about health and safety because they're getting whooped so bad.
And like a featured game, like a spotlight of two powerhouse high school. Yeah, they said they had 5 D1 commits and didn't have any D1 commits.
No.
So
and
yeah,
they're supposed to play Duncanville like in 2 weeks.
Yeah, they have a loaded schedule.
Which it'll get
on a schedule.
Yeah, no, I mean it'll get canceled, but like I mean Duncanville is like a legit power Texas high school football team.
Yeah,
and they got fooled too.
That's pretty funny. Like to put together an entire thing. I guess like it's cool if you're 30 and you want to play high school football still.
Weird, but cool.
Right? Weird, but cool.
Yeah,
Understand it.
And there's plenty of 30-year-olds that would love to do that. I don't think there's plenty of 30-year-olds that would go through with it.
Yeah.
Right.
But the thought of it is interesting.
I get the idea, not the execution, but yeah, that was a weird happening over the weekend. So I saw that they have in Arizona, going back to the game this weekend or on Thursday, tomorrow. They have a dome. Have y'all played in a dome before? Besides NRG, NRG with the roof doesn't count.
No, North Dakota had a dome. When we went there my freshman year.
North Dakota,
NRG, yeah.
Because North Dakota State I know does too. So they both do. I guess up there you have to, right? It's
so cold. It's too cold. I didn't play at North Dakota State. I played in North Dakota. But yes, they both have a dome.
Have you ever played in a dome? No?
Nope, I've never played in a dome. But during the winter at Harvard for our workouts, we'd put up a big bubble that we'd practice in or work out in. So I guess that's kind of similar.
Are you nervous about the dome? They always say like the dome field advantage. Do you think that I've never heard that. I'm going to go with that now. But
that was very witty.
do you think that it's going to that's going to play a factor of it though? Like I'm sure like y'all already have turf anyways. It's just like, you don't have to worry about wind.
I'm not worried. I'm not worried, but there is kind of a bad stat going around. Sam Houston has never won a dome game against a team not named Stephen F. Austin. Yeah. Interesting, huh?
Here's another stat for you. Sam Houston has never lost a dome game after winning a national championship.
That's also true.
Fair point.
Facts only.
Fair point.
So maybe we'll Gravy Gang, just go and use that as your retort when you see this nonsensical stat going out there, and when they roll Nassau tomorrow, then just say, "What do we tell you guys?"
I'm gonna post 1-0 in dome games after winning a championship, and then tag you guys.
And we'll blow that up. All right. Okay. Back to the game tomorrow. Some celebrations. All right. I get it. You can't really celebrate. You can still do the eat 'em up cats. I know. Maybe we do some sort of PTG incorporation where I think I said last time, like the ladle. You do the eat 'em up cats, but then a little.
Okay. What would be the official ladle move? Like if you wanted me to do a ladle, what would it be?
See, because a ladle to me, like if you would have to have like a prop, but like you can't do that because y'all get in trouble. But like just a little scoop. A little scoop.
Like
it's like not like the Zeke eat it up, just like a little whoop.
Okay, so like a long scoop. Okay.
But maybe that's why I was saying maybe we incorporate in the eat 'em up cats because it's like subtle. It's like that.
I feel like we could get that done.
Or just finger pistols, some finger pistols. We always start the show with the finger pistols. Like that's more generic, I feel like, because people would be like, yeah, everybody does finger pistols. That's why I was thinking the ladle, then we'll get it and it'll be like our gang sign. It's not a gang sign. It's not a gang sign. We don't condone gang signs for collegiate athletes, guys, by the way, in case anybody's listening. I don't know what y'all can and can't get in trouble for. I had some bulletin board material that I have sources. I'm not going to reveal any of my sources, but I did get some information from some of the opposing players and coaches. And I just want about each of you guys, actually. And I was just going to say, maybe we use this as motivation. I don't know. I'm just going to put it out there. If you want to respond, you can respond. If you don't, that's cool. But so let's start with Cody. Northern Arizona defensive back. I almost said Diamondback. I just put D back. It's defensive back. Brendan Johnson. You've been studying him in film.
Yeah, I've seen some of his stuff.
Well, he said that number 9 might be the worst wideout I've ever seen. It's gonna be a long ass night for him. And then other cornerback Anthony Sweeney, number 12. He said you're the slowest dude he's ever seen. So
oh man, I can't imagine they would say that. Spent a good amount of time watching.
I've got sources.
Today. Oh man,
so
I don't know if
calling you slow.
There,
but you're in a dome. You don't have wind resistance. I think they're underestimating how fast you are without wind resistance too. Take with that what you want. Maybe use it as motivation. I'm not telling you what to do, Cody. I'm just telling you what people are saying out there about you. That's my job, is to look out for you. Try and motivate you. Try and find the tools.
Yeah, I mean, I just, I spent some time watching film on these guys, and I don't know if I'm going to need too much motivation against these guys.
Good.
To be honest.
It's a great answer.
So they might need to worry about themselves first,
Mm-hmm. Well, apparently they're not. They're talking. They're flapping them gums. Ryan, they're special teams coordinator, actually.
Intimidation.
Say that again.
So that's already a sign of intimidation.
Mm-hmm. You're already messing with them. They're trying to alpha the alphas. Can't alpha alphas.
No, it's not possible.
All right. So special teams coordinator Dave Ungerer from NAU said Humphries isn't even the best player on his own podcast.
Oh.
Which I guess that's a kind of a compliment to Dalton.
Yeah.
So I mean, Dalton's solid tight end. What do you think about that?
I look at it more as a pat on the back to Dalton.
Mm-hmm.
But he was trying to dig deep with that cut. So
your holder of the year, though, kind of a weird flex to be like, all right, like I don't know, it seems like you're pretty good. You're getting awards for it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm probably the best fumble recoverer, ball holder player in the country. I'd have to say.
I would agree with you.
How many fumbles and tackles did what's his name make? Ungerer?
None.
None.
Yeah.
Yeah, none.
And you're coaching the special teams. All right, dude.
Yeah, that's at the end of the day, that's what it boils down to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I think like Cody was saying, they're intimidated, so they're trying to speak out. Last one I said, or last one, I mean, I didn't say. I had D lineman Carson Taylor, number 1 on in NAU, said Sam Houston's holder looks like a punk ass bitch. I bet he can't even catch a cold. Thoughts on that one?
Carson, you're too big to be wearing number 1 if you're a defensive lineman. So that's really all you need to know about that comment. Your jersey's too small. So that's really all. That's all I need to say.
All right. So I just, again, you guys do with this what you want, whatever. I had my sources maybe told me these things that were said about y'all. So just use it for whatever you want or don't. It's just, we're just talking about the game, the game going down tomorrow at 8:00 on ESPN Plus. So everybody listening can watch. Everybody listening and watching. I guess the video version will be up by then. Do you guys have any, what are your plans for flying? What's the playlist looking like? Are we going to listen to Donda?
Have you listened to it yet? I actually haven't heard it yet.
I don't love it. My first initial thought.
I heard it's really good.
My favorite.
Some of the songs are really good. It's 27 songs. And it was God damn it, Kanye. Could you have not just picked the best 12 or best 15? there's like 7 of them have like part 2s, but like there's a couple of them, I'd say 5 or 6 that are like fucking absolute fire, and then the rest of them are just like weird Kanye ones. Do you agree, Ryan?
I'm really into older Kanye, like some 808 and Heartbreak Kanye, some Graduation Day Kanye. So this isn't my favorite, but I can agree that 3 or 4 or 5 songs are pretty solid.
Yeah, it's not like the best thing in the world, but it's just nice to have like new Kanye music. Is Kanye on the plain playlist? What's on the game day playlist, the plain playlist, and how do they differ? Or are we movie guys on planes?
I'm a sleep guy on planes.
Sleep
I just
guy,
teleport.
yeah,
That also works.
Teleport.
I didn't think about that.
I've been on so many flights in my life, and I don't know if I've ever gone through a full flight without sleeping. Like I just knock out, teleport.
That's pretty awesome. Yeah, it does feel like
Yeah.
you're like a magician when you wake up. You're like, oh, tight. I didn't have
Yeah,
to
you
get
wake
like
up and you're
anxious
like,
or anything.
I'm in Arizona.
I am excited to fly over the Grand Canyon. That'll be cool to look at out the window. That's neat. But yeah, I'm probably with Cody. I'll probably be asleep most of the trip.
So do you guys do like when you're during the game, are y'all shit talkers on the field? Are y'all like when number 12's talking shit, like he's already, like he already has allegedly, like are you gonna line up against him and be like, what's up, bitch? Like once you just like house a catch and just run like 70 yards to the end zone, you do your eat 'em up ladles, like you do that, and then you're gonna line back up the next series and you're like, what's up, bitch? Like are you gonna do that, or are you just more like, I'll let my play do the talking?
If someone starts talking to me, then I'll start talking. I normally don't initiate it. Now, I will say my senior year at Harvard, I talked a lot of shit.
Again, you're at Harvard, you can.
But in the Ivy League, the way people talk shit in the Ivy League was funny. It was like, I wish I could think of an example.
Your GPA is only a 3.2.
Exactly, that type of stuff.
My dad has more money than yours.
Yes. Just
I already passed the bar.
Stuff where you're like, I really don't even know what to say back to you. I don't know if that was an insult. I'm not even really sure what you're trying to say to me.
Is there a formula to figure this out? I don't know.
You were going to have a really well-paying job one day.
Yeah. The insults up there were pretty funny too. I think my favorite one was people, like the most popular insult was to call someone a squid. That's
a good one. Do you know what that's from? Or I feel like, I don't know, from Rocket Power. Did y'all ever watch Rocket Power growing up? That was probably a little before you guys.
People squids on there?
That was like, yeah, they'd always like, squid! I don't know if that's really what it's from, but I just like, that's what, like me and my friends would make fun of each other that way. And it was.
Another one was, this is like super Boston. You didn't hear it as much, but it was from hardcore Bostonians. They call people jabronis.
I like that one. That's a good one.
Like
that. A jabroni. But that only comes from like hardcore, born and raised Bostonians that lived there their whole lives.
And The Rock. He called people jabronis a lot too back in the day.
Yeah. Rock, he can say what he wants.
He can do whatever he wants.
Right. Well, I mean, I'm pretty stoked about the season starting. I know you guys had to be jacked, like all the shortened off season, but like all of the practices you guys are doing are finally like does it feel kind of pointless? I mean, obviously it's not pointless, but like when you don't have games to like practice for, it kind of sucks, doesn't it? You're like, cool, we're just hitting each other and running around. And I saw you were doing pool workouts. Like, how was that?
The pool workout was fun.
Yeah, it was
okay.
Change up.
Yeah, it was more laid back. And it wasn't the most strenuous workout. So, it's a workout, but you're not dying out there. And our strength coach did a good job of incorporating some things to make it a little more enjoyable. But that was cool. I enjoyed that. I hope we do that a little bit more.
That's what's up. I remember in high school football, it was like one of the days where it was too hot to practice, they said. And then the coach was like, all right, cool, we're going to the pool. And we're like, tight, we're going to hang out in the pool. And it was not fun at all. We just I almost drowned. I hated it. But yeah, so I when I saw y'all were doing pool workouts, I was like, ooh, that might not be fun. But I'm glad that it was like, it's a pool, right? Pools should be fun, exactly. Not fun. Okay, guys, at Cody Chrest on Twitter. If you want to follow Cody at Cody, that's on Instagram, excuse me, at Chrest Cody on Twitter, Cody Chrest on Instagram. Ryan is Ryan Landry 6712 on Twitter and Ryan Landry 7 on Insta. He also has a podcast, a fantastic podcast, Walk On Radio, where they talk about all kinds of football and just everything going on in the world of football, college, pro, and whatever else. And I guess probably the Cowboys. How do you think the Cowboys are doing this year, realistically?
We'll see. My realistic goal is 11-6. So that's
crazy.
I feel good about that. I feel good about that
prediction.
I feel good about that.
I'm glad you feel good about it, buddy. We're all best friends. I'm glad you feel good about it.
I hope the Giants are good this year.
Yeah, man. Thanks, dude. I appreciate that, buddy. And I hope the Packers are good too, Cody.
Yeah,
They will be. I'm not worried about my Packers.
I actually do hope the Packers are good, so I would care. I wouldn't be upset if the Packers were good.
I do hope the Texans can figure something out. I'm a little worried about that.
They're going to win 4 games. They're going to win 4 games. People are saying they're going to sign Cam. I hope they don't sign Cam because if they think Cam is going to save them, that ain't going to be it. I forgot last question before we pace out. If you guys get any post-game interviews, can you try and work the phrase like, yeah, that catch was darling like a marlin into like if you just use it as like a positive, like that was badass. Like it was darling like a marlin to get the ball back on the 3-yard line. We just had to go out there and score for our defense. Maybe just throw that in there like nonchalantly and it'd be awesome. Yeah, I'll just start like a Pass the Gravy Gazette and then I'll get you guys like I'll just do that and I just literally only interview you guys after every game. No, Eric, no. I don't need to talk to the quarterback.
Jacksonville State week. Darling like Marlin.
Rivalry week. Yes. And then, yeah, dude, I'm coming up to so many games this year, guys. I can't wait. And definitely Piney Woods. I'll be there. Fuck Jacksonville State. Also fucking Northern Arizona. You guys are good against the Lumberjacks. And they did say like y'all's dome record, but y'all crushed Lumberjacks and domes anyway. So like, I think y'all are gonna get this tomorrow.
It's all true.
It all worked out.
What would you say, Ryan, is the key to beating Northern Arizona tomorrow?
Dude, not to sound
don't
like a jackass,
say anything. Don't give it away. Shh, no.
Not to sound like a jackass, but just score more points than them.
I was gonna give you some advice like that too.
I think
try and allow less points than
get closer to their end than we let them get to ours. I think that's
intercept all of their passes, make them fumble on every play. Like that those are other tips that like if you want to win football games, that's a way to do it. But hey guys, thank you guys for hopping on the pod. I appreciate you guys doing this, working around y'all's schedule. Good luck tomorrow. I don't think you even need it. You're gonna crush it. And we'll see you guys out there. ESPN Plus, 8 p.m. Thursday, Northern Arizona against Sam Houston State, the Bearcats' first game since winning the national title. They're going to go back-to-back, and it all starts tomorrow at 8. Eat 'em up, Cats, and good luck tomorrow, guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
That interview with Cody Chrest and Ryan Humphries from Sam Houston State University is brought to you by our good friends at Alamo Remedy CBD, the best CBD ever. Right now, if you go and use our promo code PTG at checkout, you're going to get 10% off of your order. If you want some CBD gummies, they have lotion, the tincture oil. They also have the capsules. Those are their main methods of consumption. Go with those. $17.99 is the price for each of those. And it's a pretty cheap price. It's all made in Texas, all made by Texans for Texans. And I promise you will not be disappointed with Alamo Remedies CBD. Again, promo code PTG at checkout. You're going to get 10% off of your order. They also have their hemp flower for just $19.99. It's not weed. It kind of looks like weed. It smells like weed, but it doesn't have the THC in it. It just gives you a nice little buzz. It keeps you chill though. You're not going to have the like paranoia, the awkwardness. You're not going to feel weird going out in public like you do if you're smoking a little hot leaf. They also have some CBD lip balm too. If you're getting the chapped lips, those are just $9 a piece. Go over to Alamo Remedy and use our promo code PTG at checkout if you're supporting them from the podcast. Let them know at Alamo Remedy and at Alamo Remedy CBD on Twitter and Instagram. Let them know you're part of the Gravy Gang. Post a picture of what you get and tag them in it so they'll know that you heard about them on the podcast. Alamo Remedy CBD, AlamoRemedy.com, promo code PTG at 10% for 10% off your order at checkout. Alamo Remedy CBD, the official sponsor of PTG and our What Would Jesus Do segment that begins now.
Jesus, Jesus, what would Jesus do? Jesus, Jesus, what would Jesus do? Put him in a situation in a matter of time. If you wrote this jingle, do you think he'd make it rhyme? So think about this crazy world in which we live today, and how would Jesus handle it in any given way?
If you're new to the show, What Would Jesus Do is our way of, it's like our What Would Jesus Do bracelet. They never gave us an answer to what he would do. They just told us to ask it. So we are going to answer the question. You throw Jesus in a situation he would find himself in today's times. If he came back in 2021, put him in a position that he might find himself in, and we will answer that question. Hit us up, hashtag PTG. WWJD on Twitter at Pass the Gravy Pod. I'm at Alex J. Milton. Pat's at Not Pat Dan. Robert is at Robert Barbosa 03. And our question this week comes from the reigning Pass the Gravy MVP, Josh Tree Caudle at Joshua Tree 713. He says, if Jesus got a personalized license plate, what would it say?
I think I've got this. I'm going to let you guys go first because I think I've got this.
I kind of want to hear what you have to say.
DYD for you, died for you. Right? It's like stylized and it's just like the perfect douchey license plate. Died for you.
I like that. I was going to suggest Risen, RIZZ. Like however many Z's it was to get to, is it 6 or 7?
I think you can do what you want on there. But what about you, Robert? You sounded like you had one right there.
No kids.
Maybe Chrysler, but with an I instead of the Y in Chrysler. I like died for you though.
Yeah, I like that too.
But Chrysler is also a good one that just came.
That's a solid one. Open shut again.
Yeah.
That's
That literally
great.
That came to me like while you were reading it or like while you were introducing it. I was like, wait a minute, died for you.
I like because it's like too fast for you. I always thought that was any race car game you could ever make growing up. That would be always what I would make mine. But yeah, that would be really funny. Bitch, I died for you. Like any cop trying to give you a ticket, like, yeah, I'm just gonna let him get a warning on this one.
Yeah, you're kind of here because of me, but no
but
worries,
yeah,
officer.
sure, write me up, get it, whatever, dude. I'll pay the taxes, whatever. I got you. It's not like you pay your salary or anything.
Oh wait, I'm the head of the church, tax free.
Boom. I guess they'll take care of it. I'll get this in the collection plate in no time.
Jesus got a speeding ticket on 45 this weekend. Everyone, add a little extra to the collection plate.
If you had some heavy pockets this week, maybe empty a little bit more out into your collection plate. But yeah, great question, Josh. If you have another WWJD question for us, hit us up, hashtag PTGWWJD at Pass the Gravy Pod on Twitter. Pat, will you tell our good friends about Southern Star Brewing Company?
Guys, I gotta say, you might have noticed if you're watching the video version, I was drinking. I'm not going to give out the brand, no free ads, but some of these Michelada cups, you might have seen them in stores. It goes perfectly in there. A lot of Southern Stars are, I've never had one of these before. A lot of them have those flavors, but now that they've got this pills out, I threw a couple of those in there and god damn, that shit was good. But I mean, that was to be expected because everything Southern Star does is good. I also gave myself a little treat today. I had to do some yard work. I was like, it'd make my yard work a little bit more fun. A little lemon pie. I got to tell you, when it's hot as shit outside, if you're dumb like me and you decide to start doing yard work at 12 o'clock during the summer, it's really, really, really fucking hot outside. Makes you a little bit better if you got a little lemon pie to go with you. Of course, the other favorites. At the Bombshell Blonde, sells like a motherfucker at the restaurant. Strawberry Bomb, favorite of the podcast. Also, I feel like this is one that people sleep on. Don't ever forget about that Subatomico. People don't think IPAs are good for hot weather. Fuck you. That's the juicy IPA, Subatomico. I'm telling you guys, it hits different. It is so goddamn good. I'm trying to look up right now. I know we got something coming up this weekend. I'm trying to remember what the event is. No, it's next weekend. Gains for America. I know I talked about this last weekend. Gains for America for a good cause, helping out Casualty War Houston, helping out veterans. Go up there. It's a good weekend to do it too, in remembrance. Go up there, help out some veterans, have a good time. Also, drink some delicious beers. I know we've got the Oktoberfest is out right now. Perfect season for that. That one hits fucking different. What am I forgetting right now? The other one that's new and out right now. Oh, I said it, the pills. I know some people pills. Have you been finding it yet, Alex? You still can't find it. I found it at Kroger today too. Now, man, it's all over, Katie. It's all over, Kate. Now, I will say this: it is elusive. If you can't find it, when's a good time to find it? September 11th, up on North Fraser Street in Conroe. Go see our boys.
Fraser Street.
I mean, guys. What else do we got to say?
Southern Star Brewing Co. and Southern Star BC on Twitter and Instagram. Tag them if you're drinking a Southern Star. Tag us, tag them. Let them know you're supporting the people that support the pod. The best damn beer on the planet. Southern Star Brewing Company. The official
Southern Brunch is honestly, it might be the perfect summer beer.
Yeah. It was made for that. It's made for just day drinking, dude.
You know what it's made for? That beer is made for pool parties.
It absolutely is.
Dude, it's hot as shit outside. You're just grabbing those. People see it. It's a colorful can. Toss it to somebody else at the beer.
What is that? I'd like to try one.
Don't be stingy. Share. Get people on the brand, and they'll be like, "Oh my god, I'm drinking a mimosa."
And then they'll owe you a case. That's how it works. Southern Star Brewing Company, guys, and they are the official sponsor of our Not Cool segment because a lot of things in this world are not cool. Southern Star is not one of those things. If you have a Not Cool you'd like to send to us, hit us up on Twitter at PassYourAPod. Use the hashtag PTG Not Cool. It can be something as small as stubbing your toe. And you could have also gotten run over by a train. Those are varying degrees of not cool, but we will accept all of them. Hashtag
Don't
PTG.
want a train run on you.
Nobody wants a train run on them. And some people do, actually. So walk that one back. We're a sex positive kind of podcast and a train positive kind of podcast. Hashtag PTG Not Cool at PassYourAPod. This is the Not Cool segment.
Not cool, man. Dude, that's not cool.
Not cool. Not cool.
Dude, that's not cool,
man.
Dude, that's not cool.
Not cool. Not cool.
Dude, that's not cool. Not cool. Not cool.
Who wants to go first with their Not Cool this week?
I'll go.
I can go first.
Oh yeah, okay, you go, because mine's gonna take a minute.
Okay, the Chicago Bean is
What?
dumb, and I hate it.
I agree.
And it's my
Did
not
you
cool.
just now find out about it?
No, I'm not just finding out about it. I've just been seeing it a lot recently. And
Here's the
I
thing.
don't want to see it anymore.
I've heard a lot of people from Chicago don't even like the Chicago Bean. They think it's fucking dumb too.
What is
I
it
just
for?
don't understand. It's not for anything. It's just to see your
It's
reflection
art.
in.
It's art.
You're
wouldn't
the
get
art.
it.
Get it.
Art and fashion are the two dumbest things in our society.
We are doing podcasting right
Yeah,
now.
I
which
think
is
that's
some
kind
sort
of art.
art.
Oh, I'm sorry. In no way can what we do be fucking misconstrued as art. Let's get that fucking straight.
I would like to think it is.
I don't know.
It's
It makes you feel something sometimes.
It does.
It's entertainment.
Usually disappointment in us.
Here's the
but
thing. I would
it's
say let me put it this way. I would say the downfall of Kanye's career, to when he was, Pete Kanye. Everyone thought he was great. He was a rapper.
Kanye has
Around
a
the
number one album right now. So
But I'm saying
downfall.
people loved College Dropout. Shortly after that was around the time Kanye started referring to himself as an artist. The second you stop becoming what you are and become an artist because of what you do, you're not fun anymore. We're a couple of jackasses that just say stupid shit on a podcast. We're not artists.
But if somebody wants to call us that, I'll take it. I will not
I won't.
say
I
I'm an
won't.
artist myself.
I'll call them dumb for calling me an artist. And no construction of that word can I be considered an artist.
Our first Gravy Tech art exhibit was just going to be separate episodes of the podcast just playing whenever you stand in front of them. It's just literally just like the video version of the podcast from each week.
If my voice
as you
is
walk
included,
throughout the museum.
it's not art.
I would like to think it's art.
Yeah, you're a
But
little
then we
too
like
harsh on
draw
yourself.
over it. Yeah. Don't
Believe in
have
yourself.
such a closed mind. Yeah, I believe in you, dude. That's the whole
I
thing about art.
I think art
you
is
have
stupid.
boundless potential.
So guys, if you notice,
She's dreaming right now, and it's really cute.
oh, she's running.
She's dreaming. Or she's woof, woof, woof,
Oh.
woof.
Yeah. So guys, if this show goes downhill from this episode on, don't be surprised.
Tail's wagging.
They just referred to themselves as artists.
I didn't say we are artists. I said if somebody called me an artist, I'd be like, all right, I'll take it. But
No.
yeah, my business card does not say artist.
But yeah, Robert, I'm 100% on board with you. The Chicago Bean is stupid.
I liked it. That was just like, you know what? Fuck the Chicago Bean this week.
Of
This
all
week in
like
particular.
of all the
Didn't
like
do anything.
major
Just fuck it.
art installations of cities, in Chicago was like, we'll have a bean. And you can see yourself in it. It's a bean.
Isn't Boston famous
No.
for their beans? No. Ours is shiny.
Baked beans.
Okay.
Boston's famous for a lot of
Robert's.
things, and the beans is like 8th.
I hope Robert's like not cools from now on are just landmarks.
That'd be great.
And Stonehenge, have you seen that? It's just a bunch of rocks.
What's the point? It's just a bunch of old stones.
Plymouth Rock. What kind of bullshit is that?
What a letdown. So yeah, that's a
What's
solid.
the
not cool
deal
out of
with Plymouth Rock?
it. Pat, what's your not cool?
So mine's kind of a continuation of last week. I had mentioned how I had to like do a bunch of yard work last week because I had to clear out the side of my house, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I had to do all that, and then so I went and bought the rubber shoes for it. It's to get back there because it was like muddy and like swampy. And I go and I buy them. I come back and I go to put them on. And first of all, I get to Academy and their rubber shoe selection is shit. I was looking for like rain boots and they had a fuck ton of them, but they either came in child sizes or size 9.
I would have.
And then like size,
squeeze into them.
then like size 13 and 14. 10, 11, 12, they had fucking none of. It was either you have massive feet or you're a child. That's all the selection that they had. So finally I go through and I find rubber shoes, not boots, but shoes. And I was like, well, maybe I'll get some water into the side of it, but this will be okay. And I'm looking, I can't find any 11s or 10s. I'm looking through, I'm in there for like 15 fucking minutes trying to find shoes in 2 aisles. That's all they had of it. Finally, I find one pair of 11s. I'm like, Jesus, I grab them and I get home. Get them, I go to put it on. And I put on the left one and I put on the right one. And I'm like, man, this looks significantly smaller. These fucking assholes tied a 9 to an 11. And I'm not going to go back and return them because I've got a finite amount of hours in the day. So I
like ever or just then?
Well, I was going to use them then and they were going to be covered in mud. I was going to try and return it after that. So I took
use both sides.
I curl my toes into my 9 and I slip that bitch on and proceeded to go to fucking work. And that was annoying. That shit sucked. Then, clearing everything out was kind of a pain in the ass. It wasn't super bad, but like just that
Did your
shit
foot
was
cramp up from just being like
well, it wasn't fully
curled up?
curled. It wasn't like full, like when I curled it, it fit a little bit better, but I could just leave them kind of uncurled. It was just super, super, super tight. So I would just curl the toes every so often to give a little relief.
You didn't
Yeah.
check the shoes beforehand.
I finally found one, and I look into one shoe, and it says 11, and it's tied to another shoe. I just fucking assumed that they would both be the same.
Because I always like check the box, but yeah, if I looked in one at the
No, there was
sides,
no
I probably
box.
wouldn't.
There's no box. It was just that elastic.
You didn't notice like the difference
Yeah,
in like.
different size. 9.
No,
and 11.
it wasn't that noticeable.
I guess yeah, it's not like
Because they're sitting eye level on a shelf, and I grab one, and it goes 11, and it's bungee fucking, you know, that springy tie shit that they use on shoes, bungeed to it. So I just grab them and I fucking go.
This is how you accidentally bring home the wrong medication.
Yes.
that is true.
I don't pay attention to much of anything in my life. That's the story here.
Was
But,
that?
yeah.
I don't know if we shared that during the podcast. I think that was before the podcast.
That was before.
Oh, yeah.
So Pat, before the podcast started, he was like, "Yeah, I just grabbed somebody else's medicine. I thought I had my own medicine at work, and I just grabbed somebody else's medicine and brought it home." And I was like, like, do you guys just have like a medicine? Like, how much medicine is just sitting out at work?
I'll give them the story real quick. I bought some mucus shit, to break up the mucus in the back of my nose yesterday. When I went home, I left. I had grabbed somebody's cough drops instead of my mucus shit because they're both red boxes. As is a theme with me, I wasn't paying close attention. I was leaving and I saw a red box and I fucking grabbed it. Now I have her fucking Midol pills with me too. Now that we're stuck.
You never know when you're gonna need them.
Yeah, right.
Funny if Pat was just taking whatever. Like he just doesn't look at it. He's like,
Man, I'm really not having cramps today.
He's like Creed with when you switch the potato with the apple. He doesn't even know.
Don't even know.
Pat's like halfway down with a potato. Like, oh, this is a weird apple. Oh no.
So I'm working in these uncomfortable ass shoes. Clear out the whole side of my house. I'm having to like basically straddle 1 foot next to the house, 1 foot next to the fence because everything in between it is just muddy and swampy and terrible. Using my weed whacker, cutting shit down, then moving to a saw, cutting down fucking trees that are overgrown. Finally get all that shit done because like I said last week, it was swampy and starting to spill into neighbors' yards and shit. It does look like the water's going down slowly but surely. It should be going faster, but since the storm, the fence is like diagonal towards my shit, so it's not getting as much sun as it does. But I left all the like trees and shit I cut down out so they could just dry up, and then I cut a bunch and bagged a bunch of those today. And man, doing yard work sucks.
Yeah,
like,
dude, I'm so happy I don't have a yard.
When you don't have anybody to hold the bag open for you, and you're just like snipping shit off of overgrown dead trees, and then grabbing them, and then like bending them yourself, and then stuffing them into a bag over and over. God, that sucked.
You're like, this is why my dad had
doing
kids.
it at noon. No, that's 100%. That's the main reason to have children. You
just have kids so they can help you with yard work and chores at a certain point.
Free labor, man. Like, you have no idea what I would have killed just to have an 8-year-old holding the bag for me.
Scott, get out here. What, Dad? I'm playing video games with my friend. You can't hang out with your friends until you fix this shit.
I said hold the bag open.
Yeah.
Don't just grab it from both ends and pull. It gives me no area to put it in. Hold the fucking bag open. I would have loved to have a child to scream at during that. And I didn't even finish all of it. I got like 90% of it cut and done. But when you're in the fucking heat, there's only so much you can do. So I gotta finish it up fucking tomorrow.
Well,
not happy about that.
T's and P's, man.
Yeah. What do you got?
I do yard work. Mine is not yard work related, but it is about the front of my apartments. And I don't really know who to blame. I'm not blaming my apartments. I do bitch about my apartments a lot, but they're like where I walk Wheezy. So like I walk out of my apartment complex, I have to walk along this sidewalk until there's this little like grassy area I can walk down. Not like that's not super important, but like I have to walk across the front of my apartments on the sidewalk to get there. There's a fire hydrant along my walk on the sidewalk. And I don't know why, but over the last couple of months, it just like there was like a leak or whatever. At one point, the fire hydrant was not on there anymore. There wasn't water sprouting up or anything. There've been people to come out and like crews kind of like messing with it for weeks, like every couple weeks. But like recently it's just started like it's puddling out into the street, and it puddled a little bit just along the edge of the curb. And then it kind of was halfway into the right lane. And now it's into the like left lane. It's a 2-lane street that I live off of, or a 4-lane street, but it's like 2 lanes going one way. And it is into the second lane already now. So now whenever I walk my dog, I have to like just keep my head on a swivel, because not only do you have to like avoid somebody splashing through it on a car and then just getting you and your dog wet, there's like it's up to like where like I'll get my socks and shoes all like wet and shit. So I usually just walk out in sandals and that's fine. I can just walk through the water. But like if you're in shoes and shit, like if it's before work or whatever, you have to like step over like a shrub and then like to like not step in mud. And so it's like you're just like playing this like game of like please don't slip and fall, and everybody walking their dogs now has to do this. So it's been a couple of weeks, and like every stepping spot that you would have that was typically just like, okay, well, this is safe and it's not got mud, it's turned into mud because everybody's walking on it and it's kind of wearing it down. And it's just frustrating as fuck having to walk your dog where you're like, all right, please. Oh, nope. There's a car coming. I'm just going to stand here and wait. And like other people like don't get it, I guess. And they're like people like dog walking etiquette's already been a thing of mine, but they'll have like a dog like 5 inches behind mine. I'm like, I'm not walking across until this fucking car goes, because I don't want to get just sprayed with street water. That's not going to happen. And I want to just like punch people that like don't get out of the far right lane, but it's like they don't know that there's a puddle coming up until it's too late. But then some people like you have to see the puddle at a certain point, and I wanted to like punch people that just like go through it anyways, even though they're not really at fault for it. But it's just I don't know who's to blame for this. Just that fire hydrant. Fuck that fire hydrant. Maybe don't leak. I don't fucking know. But I hate having to walk my dog and just keep my head on a swivel looking out for like, am I gonna get sprayed by like fucking street water? Nobody wants that. It's the grossest thing ever.
I mean, I thought you were on good standing with some fire departments around the city. Maybe you could get them to come out and just like turn it off.
It's not like the fire hydrant isn't like leaking from the top or anything. It's like, I think like the main or the bottom part of it. I was like, I don't know if that provides water to other people or whatever, but like, I figured that like over a couple of months they would have fixed it. And now it's just gotten like way worse than it's ever been. And I don't know if I bitch my apartments. I'm good at that anyways.
At Houston Public Works. Fucking fix it.
Is it their fault?
I think.
See, I mean, know who.
It's a leaking hydrant. It's a leaking hydrant that's becoming a public nuisance. This is a public works.
Very specific public nuisance, though. So it's just like if you're a dog walker in this complex, it is a public nuisance. Other than that, it's just a leaky fire hydrant.
I mean, that's wasting water.
But during rush hour, bro, it's a bitch to take the dog out. Like if I haven't taken her out, like Emma will take her out a lot of times, like when she gets up in the morning, so that she goes out around then, and then I'll get home and around like 3, 4 I'll try and take it out. But sometimes like I get stuck doing stuff, or I'm doing something, I just don't look up and I'm like, fuck, it's 5:30, I gotta take the dog out. And it's just cars going up and down that street. You're like, no. And now it's just you're just seeing splashes all over the place. And
well, you need to
chaos. Absolutely
you pick up Wheezy and just run through it.
But that like the point is to not get wet, and then I'm wet and Wheezy's not, so Wheezy's good. But
there you go.
I guess that's the sacrifice I'll make for
it. It's easier
for you.
I will say this: it's easier for you to just like take a shower, maybe change some clothes, than it is to dry off a dog. Drying off a dog sucks.
Wheezy likes getting dried off though.
I know, but she's also a little longer hair, so even when you dry her off, she still might be a little damp.
True.
A lot of dogs like being dried off. Like they fight it, but then they're like, "Oh, this feels so good."
Wheezy, like if I blow dry her, Wheezy will like put her like butt in the air because she likes like the heat.
Skank.
No, she just likes it. It's funny. It's fun. It's funny.
No, I get it.
Don't you call my dog a skank?
I just did.
Don't you call my dog a skank? She is not a skank. She's perfect.
Another underused word there, skank. Twat and skank. We're bringing them back.
What is words that I've heard a lot? I've seen a lot of, mostly on Twitter this week. Skell. What the fuck is a skell?
I looked this up one time.
Short for skeleton?
No, it's like, I don't even know. Like I know in the way it's used, but I can't really describe it.
It's not used in a positive way. It's like a fucking skell.
It's like a gambler who's not on your side, but that doesn't really like fully encapsulate it. It's hard to describe.
Is it like bootlicker?
No. No, because I know exactly where you've seen this, and yeah, like I said, it's like are you Googling it? Please do, because like I know I've Googled it before, but it's like there's gamblers that are on your side. Then if you don't, you're just
I
negative.
don't
You're
think
a
it's
fucking
related
scale.
to gambling, is it?
It is.
Is it 2 L's?
SKELL.
I mean, I just did a quick Google search, and from what I see, it's someone that's like homeless or a vagrant.
So
Derelict.
okay, that's where I've seen it. And is they
derelict.
call. So I think that in the context of what I've seen it is in the gambling community when they call people fucking scales, you're basically just calling them a piece of shit because they're not on your side.
Poor.
But like in the way in which I've seen it used is like there's people that are on your side. You know, they ride with you. They're riders, and then everyone else is a fucking scale.
At Gravy Gambles, if you want to be a rider, you want to be. We're not. You're not riders.
You're not riders.
You're part
You're
of the
gamble
gang.
Gamble gang.
At Gravy Gambles, give us a follow. But okay, yeah, I don't know. That was just I've seen it a lot on Twitter lately. And just by the way, like
it's basically calling you a degenerate piece of shit and you're a dickhead and you're not with us. You're not with us, so you're against us.
That makes sense. I think this a lot of times, but this was another week that's made me think like I'm glad that we argue over sports on Twitter. There's so much more serious stuff that people argue over. I'm like, I can't imagine waking up and like this is like what I'm going to battle for. I'd rather just be like, no, fuck you. Daniel Jones is the guy. Daniel Jones is like, I will die on that hill. I can rest easy at night with that being the hill I die on, not like other like obviously serious stuff, but like it's Twitter, dude. It's not real life.
Yeah, I mean, I'll like and retweet shit, but I other stuff. I just don't get into the discussions.
But people wake up and all day they're just like there were some laws passed in Texas today, September 1st, and people agreed or disagreed with them, and they were just arguing on Twitter all morning. And I wanted to be like, dude, I don't think you guys are going to come to common ground on this. It's weird that y'all don't know each other and just found each other on Twitter to just argue all day. This seems like a lot. Yes, I am the same guy that does that nonstop about a football team. I'm fine with that. Like, yeah, like when you're like, Alex, it's kind of dumb that you tweeted 75 times today about this starting quarterback for this team. I'm like, yeah, no, that is dumb. But I feel like if you're like, hey, it's kind of dumb that you tweeted about X, Y, and Z, and it's some political thing. Like, no, fuck you. You don't care about America. You don't care about this, or you don't care about people and this and that. And it's like, no, I don't. I don't have the time to put that energy into
it. You're mad at me for not caring about things that don't affect me, but I'm not mad at you for not caring about things that don't affect you.
I have yet to hear your take on what Daniel Jones needs to do to take the next step this year. Where are you going to weigh in on that, Molly? No.
What do you think Daniel Jones is going to improve upon when he's facing nickel coverage? You guys have no opinion? Well, I have no opinion on your thing.
Maybe that's how we go at people. Oh, no, like you find whatever city they're in. Cincinnati. Like, oh, so it's Kelly from Cincinnati. It's bitching about this. And you're like, Kelly, before we get to House Bill number 4, I'd like to hear what you have to say about Joe Burrow's return from an ACL injury this year. Yeah. What do you think he's going to do? And why'd they have so many drops in the preseason?
How is he going to keep all the receivers happy? You've got 3 good receivers. There's only 1 ball. What's going to go on? You've also got no offensive line.
Football is small potatoes. Well, if you can't keep things good at a small level, how do I expect you to know what to do at a large scale level? That's those are really the peacekeepers or football fans.
That might be what we have to do is just start replying and asking football questions to political posts.
Because like I don't ever get like people triggered like politically at me usually. I mean, I have before, but usually not intentionally. It's me just saying something or trying to troll and just. The Charlie Weiss thing didn't really go over well with some people. Charlie Weiss. That like I if you guys
Charlie
aren't in the joke, if you're not in the fucking joke, which the whole Gravy Gang is, people don't always get when I say R.I.P. in peace to a celebrity and don't put that celebrity's photo. It's like that's not an original thing to do, and people are like, how dare you disrespect the Rolling Stones drummer? Like, dude, it was clearly a joke, but you don't ever admit it's a joke. You're like, no, are you sure? I don't know. The gravy game's the best. The gravy game's the best.
I love when
along
you
with
double
it.
down and just tell people, no, this is obviously who that is.
No, because that breaks people's brains sometimes. And it's like, then you know that guy's Googling all of this stuff about this person, and then they like saved photos to their phones to post to you to tell you how wrong you are. And I don't care that I'm wrong because I know I'm wrong.
You're
Moving
fucking
on.
you're fucking Skell, man.
I'm a Skell. I guess that's what I learned what I am today. I'm a Skell, and that is not short for skeleton. Although I'd like to think Skell is short for skeleton. It's like, is it Halloween season? That's not quite, but it's pumpkin spice season, so we'll allow that. Like what's up, Skell? Let's make that
Oktoberfest
like
is out. I'll allow it.
let's make that like a spooky, like that's like the PTG spooky green. Like, what's up, Skell? What's happening,
Nah.
Skell? Calling somebody
Nah.
my Skell sounds like you're calling him Marcel too, so that also sounds cool.
It doesn't. It doesn't at all. I don't like that. Gravy gang. Just keep it simple.
Yeah, but this is only for like spooky season.
I think we can come up with something better.
For now, it's a placeholder. Doesn't have to be permanent. When it's full on spooky season, we can adjust it.
Hey, you do you, boo.
Okay, I will. And
I'm not going to run into anyone anyway because all I do is work and then I go home. That's it.
That's true.
So I'm a hermit
Well,
that goes to work.
If you do a lot of things,
You said do.
I did. If you do happen to do a bunch of things and you're having trouble, keeping like a checklist of stuff, one great place to go that would have a checklist that's already pre-made for you is littlemshop.com. They have for all the gals out there, if you got a skincare routine, they got like a little like bubble like checkoff sheet for you, and you just let me think. Fellas, we're gonna have to put our brains together here. Women's skincare, foundation.
I could use some.
Hydration.
No, it's not. It's got to be skin. I guess that is skincare. Foundation, hydration,
Moisture
fermentation
is the essence of beauty.
moisturization.
Hydration.
So those are your 4 things,
the
ladies,
essence of
that you put
moisture.
on your face every day. Hydration and all that stuff. And you would just you make your list and you just check it off each day. They got little dry erase markers for you. You can have Velcro. You can stick it on stuff. They also have these dirty and clean things for the dishwashers that just whatever the right side up, like the word that you can see facing the right side up, that is what the dishes are. We have one at my house, and it's pretty awesome. Because is there anything worse than when you finish up something and you put it in the dishwasher and you're like, oh shit, those were all clean, weren't they? Oops. And then you like somebody, that there's like a peanut butter and jelly plate somewhere in your cabinet that's just got a little bit of jelly probably on it because you thought that you put it in the dirty dishes and it was the clean dishes and then somebody unloaded it. Nothing worse than that. This is going to help you avoid that. It's a cool little tool, and they have a magnetic one, but if you don't have a dishwasher, that's the word I was looking for. I was almost saying washer machine. If you don't have a dishwasher that's got that works with a magnetic thing, they can also do the Velcro thing, and you can just have it taped up there too if you really want to go basic. They have awesome t-shirts at littlemshop.com, ones that say always late, don't talk to me, just okay, main character, millennial, pretty smart, tired, weird. All of these are awesome shirts. They're little printed shirts kind of over on the corner of the shirt. They're awesome, and they're super duper comfortable, and they come in an assorted variety of colors. They have keychains, they have mirrors, they are restocking on the air fresheners, so get them while you can. I already said keychains, mirrors. There's a little bit of everything, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. littlemshop.com. All orders over $10, you're gonna get free shipping on littlemshop.com. Give them a follow on Instagram at littlemshop, little em shop, and on Twitter at little em tweets. littlemshop.com. If you get anything, let them know you heard from them on Pass the Gravy. littlemshop.com. littlemshop.com, the official sponsor of the Answers segment.
Well, if you just answered the question, why just answer the question? Be honest, no big deal. Yeah, answer the question.
Don't change the subject, just answer the fucking question.
Any questions?
All right, guys. If you have any questions that come up at all, if you want some relationship help, if you got an annoying coworker you'd like help, dealing with some sort of issue you got going on, any type of
If you've
issue
got
you
a friend
any-
with a lot of dumb ideas and you have to ask how to handle it, just come to us.
you must not know because you only have friends with good ideas.
That's true. Mine was a
So, yeah.
hypothetical ask at the beginning of the
It
podcast.
should have been. It should have been. But yeah, any question at all, send them our way at Pass the Gravy Pod. I'm at Alex J. Middleton. Pat's at not Pat Dan. Robert is at Robert Barbosa03. Use the hashtag PTG Answers. You can also email us your questions, answers at passthegravypod.com. But our podcast son, Skylar Lester, weighs in as he always does first. At OMG, it's Skylar on Twitter. And he says, if the Beatles were any good, then why weren't they on Tony Hawk Pro Skater soundtracks?
Solid point.
That is sort of the litmus test for like, if you're good.
I mean, they are no Goldfinger. But
Goldfinger, I mean, based on that logic, Goldfinger is probably the best band of all time.
I will say they had some songs that could have made it. I would think that they were probably a little too expensive of a get. They weren't really down with the street skating culture at the beginning of Tony Hawk. I mean, tell me Revolution would not have gone hard during Tony Hawk.
Twist and Shout?
Not the Beatles.
Yeah, it is.
Is it?
Do you even know the Beatles, bro?
Shake it up, baby. Now. I don't think that's. I don't.
Dun 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 dun. I'm thinking of the wrong song right there, but Twist and Shout is definitely Beatles.
Oh, it is. Oh shit.
I Want to Hold Your Hand would even kind of slap skateboard into also.
That's the first one that always pops in my head because
you get that dum bum bum bum.
Well, when we were kids, we came up with our own words called "I Want to Hold Your Ass."
Sounds like the Dionne Brothers.
It was just fun. No, but just that. Why you say you want a revolution? That would go so hard during like the guitar in Revolution fucking just wails. I think it was more of just a money problem. I think the Beatles would have done really well in Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. Not all of it. Like, I mean, Yellow Submarine, not really what they're looking for.
But what if you skated in a Yellow Submarine? That would be a cool level on its own. Just a Yellow Submarine with just like
not enough room.
It's a video game, dude. Also, I don't know if you noticed this, but most cities in real world places don't have just an unlimited amount of rails that you can grind on, and all of the fucking roundabouts aren't half pipes. Like that's just not how the world is shaped. That's how Tony Hawk's Pro Skater was. So I think a Yellow Submarine level would not have been out of the question.
A submarine dock.
That'd be pretty tight. Hit the gap by the submarine dock.
Like in the submarines hovering over the water a little bit right there where you could like jump over it. You know, that I could be down with. But come on, let's not be totally unrealistic.
Dude, I'm so happy that they came out with they redid the version of Tony Hawk that we got, and then I played for a little bit and stopped.
Yeah, and we
play it again now. I'm bringing it back. And I'm
me
going to play the Beatles while I'm doing it.
Me and you talked so much about streaming against each other while playing that, and then we never fucking
We didn't.
We never did, guys. And then
we're really good at that. Like, dude, what about this great idea? We're not going to do it though.
Then also we did stream a little bit of COD together, and then we just stopped doing that too.
Well, like, so what we tried to do the streaming stuff, like we got approved for like, what's it called? An affiliate on Twitch or whatever. We got approved for that, but like you have to have like a schedule, and like we don't have like schedules that work that way. Like right now we're doing I'm like Pass the Gravy Bro is on 3 days a week. So it's like, that takes out 3 nights of the week to do it. We do Pass the Gravy. So Wednesdays would have been a bad day anyways. And like Pat's work schedule fluctuates. It's like,
it's fucking nuts now.
All of the big people that stream, it's like, hey, this is when we're streaming. Like
I stream from,
we don't have an audience of people that would watch enough. I don't think. We're not good
7
enough.
a.m. every day, 10 to 7. Beck. Well, I have a fucking job. I can't do that.
One of these days, guys, when Gravy Tech really takes off, we're gonna hire all of our people that have skills in anything like communications, media, content, and we're gonna get a warehouse, and we're gonna have the time. We're going to have the time to stream. We'll have people set it up where it looks all pretty. It's not just me turning on my Xbox and using whatever the Connect camera is that came with my Xbox. It'll look professional. We'll get
I'm not
Bobby
gonna
all
stream.
I'll be like, Bobby,
with-
you order what you need. There is no price point. And he'll be like, what? Okay. Like one of these days when Gravy Tech takes off, and you'll be like, I remember them talking about that.
I'm not going to stream with 2 TVs playing different channels in the background of sports. So there's random color flashes constantly behind me.
That's the dream, guys. That's the dream.
I mean, I'm just going to have 1 TV going. It won't be 2.
Robert's like, you think I'd go to work for you guys full time? Get the fuck out.
Robert's like,
I'm waiting for a ticket out of here.
I'm not a whore for money. I like it, but I'm not a whore for it.
I mean, you are an investor in Gravy Tech, like ground floor. So like you would be passing up potentially a lot of money if Gravy Tech does take off.
So much money.
I mean, we have
So much.
I think right now we have like 6 kids that parents of the Gravy Gang have already committed to contracts with Pass the Gravy's Gravy Tech when they become, I think 15 is the legal working age in Texas. So like,
I think that entitles us to 10% of all their future intellectual properties, right?
I don't know what the percentages are. We do have Cody Chrest, our resident Harvard graduate / lawyer. Because if you went to Harvard, I assume you graduated as a lawyer.
We should ask him
we'll
about our
ask
child
him.
labor plans.
But so like really, Robert, if you just hang out for like 12 to 15 years, like these kids are going to start working and they're going to start developing. I don't know what we're going to have for them to work on at that point, but I think that really gives us a lot of time. Like it gives us some wiggle room. We can figure out the direction we want to take Gravy Tech in for these future stars. It's like a minor league that we just developed for 15 years.
Say yes.
Robert, you're going to be down for that then. So you can't leave us. This is a lifetime commitment you're making to Gravy Tech.
Say yes.
All right, I'm gonna say yes.
He said yes. Cool. All right.
got
Yeah,
him.
you can't leave. Got him. He's stuck. Lifetime. Hey, everybody, if you want to hit up Robert at Robert Barbosa03, just say, hey, congrats on the lifetime contract.
Insert gifs of George Bush with mission accomplished and Obama going, we got him.
You know what, Robert? I will give you.
No, it wasn't Obama.
I will give
it
you
was that
50%.
random general.
I'll give you 50% of the sales on all of our Capri Sun pillows when we get
Okay.
that. That'll be your signing bonus,
Signing
Okay.
boner.
which is actually kind of awesome because then like it's something that you sort of hate will actually be making you money. So you'll have to kind of like it.
Does that mean I get 50% of all the sales on the window wipers?
No, because you hated them the whole time and I'm not going to let
You just said he got 50% of something he hated. Why can't I get it too?
because you don't know how to edit video.
That's fair. That's fair.
I
it's very fair. I'm just along
love
for
you,
the ride,
Pat.
guys.
I love you, Pat, but there's a couple of skill sets that Robert is really good for that you don't really know how to do.
I love you,
Not
Pat, but you
shitting
hold
on you.
almost no actual intrinsic value to this podcast. We love you.
You did not own a computer that worked until we forced you to go get one, and then you bought the cheapest computer ever.
And now I still stream off my iPad. I just use the computer as a fucking
Not
prop.
really a video editing kind of thing. But you know what? When we have Gravy Tech take off, we'll just give you guys company laptops.
There we go.
That's what we do.
Are you going to monitor what I do on the company laptop?
I don't think so.
Okay, then we're good.
Is there criminal activity going on? Because if so, then I don't know.
Not criminal,
I will have
just-
somebody watch it, but I don't want to know about any of it.
Not criminal, just private. Nothing on company grounds.
Right.
But when I get home,
Maybe just use your iPad. You already have that.
yeah, but that's not.
We
naughty.
had a movie on. So back to Skylar's question. The Beatles, if they were good, wouldn't they be on Tony Hawk? I think they would be good for Tony Hawk, but I think that it was probably a little pricey for Tony Hawk. You know, and Tony Hawk's a little underground. Beatles were very mainstream at that point in time.
I think it was just a monetary thing. The Beatles cost too much money, but let's not shit on the Beatles. The Beatles are great.
Let's not shit on the Beatles. And anybody that does pretend to shit on the Beatles, like they don't know what they're talking about. You can not like the Beatles, but to say the Beatles fucking suck.
Which I do like to say
You're
to Tyler
wrong.
Thomason. He's like, Beatles are the greatest rock band of all time. So every chance I get, I'll just be like, yeah, they fucking suck ass. Because you have to fuck with your friends that are easily
Right.
fuck withable, right?
Right, but as long as you don't wholeheartedly mean it, then
No, the Beatles are fucking awesome, but any chance I get, I'll tell them they're overrated.
Our next question, Todd Voss at @as_seen_by_TV. Todd says, since catfish exist, do fish cats also exist?
And what do they look like?
I would assume like a cat dog, but just
Well,
part cat, part fish.
I'm assuming they called them catfish because they've got the whiskers. I am unaware of any cats.
No other animal has whiskers either, too. Like,
But-
why wouldn't it be like a mouse?
But
fish?
you know, that's what I'm saying. Like that is the extent of their similarities. I don't see any fish-like qualities that cats have, unless you just see a cat that's swimming.
I mean, cats love fish to eat.
They do. That's what I'm saying. I don't know about
So,
fish
yeah.
cats.
I like the name. Fish cat sounds like a cool beer name.
Fish cat seems like it would be a great minor league baseball team name.
Southern Star, verbal trademark for you guys. This fish cat. Don't know. Like, just sit on that one. Figure it out. It'll be the perfect fishing beer. Fish cat.
Tell me we couldn't have a minor league baseball team, the Pflugerville Fish Cats.
Very specific city, but yeah, I like that.
But that's
It's a
all.
great minor league team name.
Honestly, it was the first Texas city that popped in my head that was random. Like, it's not gonna be the Austin Fish Cat. Like, I had to pick a small town. I guess.
What if the Marlins?
The Austin Fish Cats could work.
If we had enough money, I'd buy like obviously we don't have enough money to buy a real team, but we should buy a minor league team and find a way to affiliate them with the Marlins and just call them the Darlins. Now that and then we like make it a real thing where darling like a Marlin, like you want to be darling like a Marlin. I'm like, now, like every promotion, every time you get called up. Now that's darling like a Marlin. He'll be starting for Miami tomorrow.
All right, well, let's just buy. Well, first of all, let's just buy the Skeeters and then just align them with Southern Star. That seems a lot easier.
True. But
I
they're
was
not
gonna say-
affiliated with the Marlins though, so we have to find a
No,
way
they
to
don't.
have that happen.
They don't have to be.
They should be. That's the point. Is that if the team if you went from the Darlins to the Marlins, that would be awesome.
We could just do my idea, and then our next beer that we do with them doesn't have to be Darling Like a Marlin. We give it a new name.
Fish cat.
The Fish Cats. And then maybe during opening weekend we change the minor league team name to the Fish Cats. They do that shit all the time. Fuck the Hooks. Change their name to the Chicken and Biscuits.
No, the
Or whatever the fuck it
Darlins.
was.
The Darlins like funny nickname night would be the Ladles.
Gravy Boys.
Ladle Lager. Keep that one on hold too, Southern Star. Ladle Lager. Sounds cool.
I don't
right?
hate that. I like
By
that.
the way, Darling Like a Marlin pint glasses and PTG ladle shirts available on our PTG drop, pastthegradymerch.com. It's only available for like 12 more days as we're recording on September 1st. I feel like I'm so used to radio where you have to reset and you have to keep reminding people. I always like do that on the podcast and it's just like, I don't know, maybe you weren't paying attention earlier. Pastthegradymerch.com. Pastthegradymerch.com, guys.
Also, Keith, let me name the next beer. I promise to choose a significantly less nonsensical name.
Okay, dude, like don't say that Darling Like a Marlin wasn't fucking killer. So
I didn't say
the
it wasn't
design,
killer.
shout out Alex.
I said the
Alex
design was
Rosas for
fire.
coming up with the design as well.
I'm just saying
I should
I'll
probably
choose
buy
one
him
that's
a
less
pint glass if he
nonsensical.
designs that logo.
That's all I'm saying. Nothing wrong with nonsense. I enjoy nonsense. I'm just saying
Yeah.
I'll pick a less nonsensical name.
Back to fish cats. They don't exist, but I love the name, and we're gonna keep
Dibs.
the pen in that ink.
Dibs. We just stole
for
it.
a beer name. Great question though, Todd. Marlene Ray, she I believe has written in before, but it's been a while. She's kind of more of like a commenter online for some of our stuff at Marleezy on Twitter, and that's MARL and 4 E's before the ZY. Marlene Ray says, "What color came first?"
Damn, that's a good one. What color came first? I'm gonna
Black
say
or white,
black.
but
because space is black. And before there was the big boom, there was just nothing, and it was darkness. And
You
then
had to have the sun to light things up, right?
and then boom. So black was the first color.
But then there's gonna be the hardos, like the color hardos out there. They're like, oh yeah, well, black and white are just it's every color or the absence of color.
Exactly.
So okay, black, white,
Black.
those are the first two colors. We got that.
No,
And
black's
then
the first color.
Black is the first. Then I would say white.
Yes, because the blinding light of that first Big Bang, it would have been so bright that it was just a flash of white.
Robert, what like those would hold up to you, right? You can see black and white, so we're good on that. My question though is black, obviously, and then white. Then what is the next color? Like, what was the third color?
Green.
Your friend's
Is it
here.
green
Green.
or blue?
He's like, I just want to double check. And I was like, oh yeah,
Were we
yeah.
double checking?
So yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That was my sister, guys. Yeah, just walking through loud as shit.
She's trying to double check what colors came first.
Yeah. I'm gonna say green just because green's the best color. So there we go.
I would say blue. The sky was blue.
The sky is actually purple.
Okay, well, it looks blue. Shut up. You're being a color hardo. All right.
I did a report on that in the first grade.
I think blue.
I'm gonna say
Robert,
green.
what color? Robert, you really needed to settle this for us. What color came third? Black, then white, then what? 'Cause that's the real color, you know?
Pink.
You dick.
What makes you say that?
Because I was looking I looked ahead and I saw this article from the Smithsonian that said that pink was the first life color.
What the hell does that even mean?
I don't know. It sounds scientific enough.
It was
to
very
where I'm
sciencey.
gonna
and
give
I
him
didn't
that.
read past the headline.
I
it's
am
one of those-
science.
It's one of those where like you don't even understand half the words, and you're like, I don't know what this means, but I'm gonna go with whatever their conclusion is because they seem very smart. So based on that, I guess pink was the third color. I'm gonna
There we go.
default to Robert, and you can see pink, correct?
You know what I'm saying? Alex got it. Alex got it.
So black was the first, then white, and then pink,
Nice.
and that's how colors came to be.
Yeah, they definitely came to be.
Yep, they did. Great question, Marlene. Moving along, Javier Perez at Silkies_man on Twitter says,
What a
If
great
each
fucking
NF
Twitter handle, by the way.
what does it mean?
I don't know, but Silkies, man, that's
Okay.
a fucking great
I didn't
Twitter
know there was an
handle.
underlying joke. I like the name. It sounds cool.
Yeah, it's
At
a good name.
Silkies_man. Javier says, if each NFL team had their namesake as a 12th man, i.e. the Dolphins would have a dolphin, the Pirates would have a pirate, that would be the Bucks would have a pirate, who would win the most games? So does this mean like the football team plays, but like one of the players, like, or they have like a 12th player that just happens to be whatever that
Their
mascot
12th
is?
player is an entire football team. Or it just happens to be another guy. See, I was gonna say
I was like,
it's
it would have to,
it's-
because to me, I was thinking like if these teams played each other, but all of their players were whatever the mascot is.
I was gonna say actually, I think it's definitely not gonna be any of the teams with a animal mascot. I think you need a human mascot because people would be like, oh, bro, you have a Bronco on your team? Yeah, you can't have a Bronco carry a ball.
So like the Texans would just have like any random Texan.
Just another guy. The Packers would have a Packer. So you'd actually still have a human being that can understand offensive, defense, and what their what their job is on that play.
What's a
you've-
Packer? Just like
Cheese Packer.
UPS guy?
No, he was a factory worker.
Okay.
But like they
Yeah.
were Acme Cheese Packers.
Yeah,
That's where
they-
they have the cheese
they-
heads.
No, it was just the Acme Packers was where they came from.
But they wasn't like cheese was a big.
Hey,
part of
Cassie,
it,
what
or
were
was
you
it just
checking on?
Wisconsin?
What?
I don't know when you walked through here loudly and said, I got to check on that or something.
lives
Alex was
there.
wondering what you were checking on.
No, I said that one of the guys at work just called me because my regular's there to make sure their order was right. So they were calling me to check on their order
Okay.
to make sure it's right.
Did y'all hear
Did
that?
you tell him fuck you? I'm off the clock.
Did you tell him, fuck you, I'm off the clock?
I was like, oh shit, they better not be trying to call me.
All right. That was random.
Back to our question, like if each team had to play with their namesakes, who would be the best? Okay, I'm biased. I am biased, but like I think the Giants would have a very good shot at being the right answer in that because like they would just stomp on everybody. Like
Giants were notoriously dumb though.
But if they were like Godzilla-sized Giants, like they could just stomp on like half of those, and it's like, okay, wiped out the Lions, wiped out like all the animals are fucked.
Animals, because animals will jump off sides a lot too.
Right, and like you could get like swatted down, like none of the animals would.
I hate to say it, you know, who popped in my head, Vikings. I think Vikings were perfectly fit for football, just aggression.
Okay, I'm looking at all the animals. Let's run through it real fast.
How about a Patriot?
Hey, it's just another guy. He's a guy.
The Patriots are also known as like the sleeping giant, some might say. Japan said that about America one time. We awoke the sleeping giant, and America was filled with a bunch of patriots at that point in time. So
yeah, way to fuck up Japan.
Patriots are right up there. But okay, we're running through every team real quick. Mascots, like would they die? Like Buffalo Bills, we're going to give them a Buffalo. Buffalo Bills, I think a giant stomps on a Buffalo. Dolphins stomped on. Patriots, we're going to move them to the next round. Jets, you can like King Kong fucking swatted the fuck out of Jets.
You can't play an airplane. You can't play an airplane.
King Kong swatted the fuck out of that.
An airplane is just taking up space on the field. It doesn't do anything.
Yeah, it's not going to win. Cowboys stomped on by a giant. Eagles swatted by a giant. Football team, they're just a football team. Actually, if we're playing, like, if you had a mascot, like your mascot is like your 12th man and you had to play with 12 men, then the Washington football team is the right answer because they would be the best at playing.
They don't have a mascot.
No, they would just have another football player. So you would have 12 football players as opposed to any
they
other
don't have
thing.
a mascot. They're the Washington
football team. So it's a football player.
Their namesake is like, but that's not a mascot. That's just a filler until they get a penalty. Mascot.
It's too many men on the field at that point.
That would also be true. It's either an entire football team or it's just they don't have one. So either way, they lose.
Ravens swatted out. Bengals get stomped on by a giant. Browns, that's just shit. That's just literally shit. Steelers, I don't know.
You're a steel worker. You're a steel worker, so you're a dude.
So you could get stomped on by a giant then.
They're not as strong as a Packer.
Bear stomped on. Lion stomped on. Packer is a guy stomped on by a giant. Vikings have a helmet, which would hurt the Giants' foot. Texans, is it just a Texan or is it a bull? Just a guy from Texas or a bull?
Technically, it's the namesake, not the mascot. So it's a guy.
So just a guy. Colts stomped on. Jaguars stomped on. Titans, they seem like they could hang out for a little bit, but maybe not outside of the water. Falcons dead. Panthers dead. Saints.
I forgot about the Titans.
The Saints have like God on their side, so you can't rule them out. Buccaneers, they're scrappy, but I think they'd get stomped on by a giant. Broncos stomped on. Chiefs. We don't want to. I think we have to get Chiefs because you don't want to do anything to Native Americans. It's bad. So Chiefs win.
Titans.
The Titans, that's more like water, bro.
No, what?
I thought the Titans were like water-based, weren't they?
Titans were the most powerful beings in the universe until the great God.
I'm thinking Triton.
Wow.
Right? That was the guy from Mermaid.
Titans win. Titans were the most powerful beings in the universe until Zeus and the other gods overthrew them. And a giant is just a fucking monster on Earth. Titans.
But if they got overthrown by the gods, so then it's the Saints.
Yeah, so Saints.
No, the Greek gods.
That's a great logic, Robert.
Also, Saints are nonviolent.
Yeah, but God can be a little, he can fuck you up if he wants to.
But that's not who's playing. It's the Saints. Saints aren't.
But the Saints have God working. Like they have that guy on their side.
Mother Teresa is a saint. She's not stopping anybody coming through the 3-hole. It's the Titans. It's the Titans. Like, if you look at this logically, I am science. If you look at this scientifically and logically, it is the Titans. The Titans.
Titans have to be one of the let's cluster of 3. I would say Titans, Saints, Giants would be the 3 strongest.
Titans destroy Giants. I'm sorry, it's
Right. No,
it's,
but I'm saying
it's
we were
factually
like
correct.
the top 3, like Giants, Titans, and Saints, because Saints have God on their side. Titans are fucking scary, and then Giants could just stomp on most of that stuff.
I mean, Giant stomps on a Saint, and a Titan stomps on a Giant. Titans were way bigger than Giants.
I don't know if we know. I don't feel like
They are.
this isn't realistic,
No.
so I don't know.
Yes.
We don't know how giant the Giants were.
I mean, it just.
I think we gave you a top 3. I think that's a pretty solid answer to the question.
The answer is the Titans.
Okay, next and final question this week from Nicholas in Iowa. It's been a fucking minute since we heard from Nicholas in Iowa. He emailed in and said, "Do pagan traditions and begging nope, that's not what he said.
No, it's not.
Do pagan traditions and pegging traditions have a lot in common? Asking for a friend."
You need Jesus.
Some might say that, yeah.
Honestly, I don't know a lot about either, so maybe they do.
I just Googled pagan, a person holding religious beliefs other than those of the main world religions. What?
I don't know.
It's like a witch?
Yeah, maybe some pagans enjoy pagan.
The pagan, a good old fashioned pagan. A pagan party.
Pagan. You know what? Fuck it. Yes, they do. Pagans love to peg each other.
I mean, I'm sure some do. I don't think it's mutually I don't think it's exclusive to yes. I don't think it's a pagans love pegging, peggers love pagans. I think it can go both ways. I think you can like both.
I'll tell you, brother, it's not just pagans that love pegging. I'll tell you that.
But like a pegging tradition, I don't know.
And if it becomes a tradition at that point, is it a kink, or is it just
but
part
we're
of your
trying to
sex
think,
life?
what do they have a lot in common? I don't know. If it's a tradition and it's something that you routinely do, then yeah.
I mean, I guess for them to have a lot in common, it would have to be for your pagan tradition to involve women fucking men in the ass.
Or other women.
No, I'm pretty sure pegging is when you fuck a guy in the ass with a strap on.
I thought pegging was just fucking anybody in the ass with a strap on.
I'm pretty sure it's just when you fuck a guy in the ass. With
Robert,
a strap on.
look that up for us real quick.
I'm pretty sure it's either.
No, look it
or.
up. I want it to go in your search history.
I'll Google
He's
it.
really doing it.
I
feel like Robert's search history is so pure, and then it's just like pegging.
For the uninitiated, pegging is a sexual act that usually involves a cis woman donning a strap-on dildo and making sweet, sweet love to the anus of her partner, who is more than often not a cis male. Wait, more than often not.
So
More often than not a cis
Okay.
male. I read that wrong. So it's not always. I guess you're technically right. It's not always, but most of the time, it's a straight woman fucking a straight man in the ass.
I would assume though that most pagan traditions are not that similar to pegging traditions. I don't really know any pegging traditions, to be honest with you, but I would assume it's more just like the act of that. So unless pagan traditions involve pegging, then I would say they probably don't have a lot in common. But that's also me, who is ignorant to both.
Nicholas, is this what's going on in Iowa?
I don't think he's from Iowa. His name is in Iowa. That would be crazy. We have like 3 people from Iowa listening to us. Number 1 podcast in Iowa for sure. That's like half of the state.
Basically, I think it might be 2/3, but I'm not a math guy. I'm a science guy.
So yeah, I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say a no on that one.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with no.
Great question though. I like your outside the box thinking. And if you got any more questions, crazy questions like that, not
you
crazy
pegged
questions.
our brains.
Yeah, thanks for pegging these wrinkly brains of ours. Hit us up if you have your questions. Hashtag PTG answers at Pass the Great Pod. I'm at Alex J. Middleton. Pat's at not Pat D, and Robert is at Robert Barbosa 03. The Pass the Gravy Podcast Network. When you're done with this podcast, there's plenty more content from our podcast network for you to consume. Namely, let's start with Robert. Every Monday, if you want to start your week off right, you want to listen to a recent study suggests. This week, Robert was talking about, was it dining room tables or kitchen tables?
It's about having your favorite spot in your house.
Okay.
You got to have a favorite spot.
But I did see some solid feedback on it. But recent study pod, awesome. They look into like different studies that happen and just kind of like what went into this. And then I like when Robert and Sam go back and forth. It's a lot of fun. Like you argue with her differently than us, and it's funny to hear that dynamic.
Yeah, it's been a lot of like airing our dirty laundry out to everyone.
I know, I've learned so much. I feel like I do a podcast with you for hours every week. I listen to like 30 minutes of a recent study pod. I'm like, I have no idea who this man is.
The peek behind the curtain.
Look. Yeah. See who the real Bobby Jokes is on a recent study pod. Add a recent study pod on Twitter and Instagram. New episodes every Monday. We also have the Disappointed But Not Surprised podcast. Alex and Addie, they talk about all stuff. They talk micro dicks. They have a micro dick Monday where they showed dude's been spamming them. I don't. It's interesting that guy keeps sharing that stuff with them. But whatever. They're making it a bit, and they talk about all kinds of stuff sex related. So check them out. Disappointed but not surprised. I do the Clear at Big Blue podcast with my buddy Mike Fish. We talk all things English Premier League and NFL, and you can tune into that every Tuesday at 5:00 Central Time. We do it live. If you want to go over to Clear at Big Blue,
fuck it, we'll do it live.
We do that. That's how we play that every single week. And then we do the Pass the Gravy Bro. Me, Emma, Pat, sometimes when he blesses us with his presence, and then Chris, former host of Pass the Gravy. We do that after every episode of Big Brother. We've got, I think, 6 weeks left, something like that, 5-6 weeks left. We're getting towards the end of that, but 3 times a week we go live with that Pass the Gravy Bro on Twitter and Instagram, and then Pass the Gravy Bro on Facebook. Go follow us everywhere there. We have Weekly D podcast, The Time Machine with Andrew Green, all kinds of awesome content on the Pass the Gravy podcast network. PassTheGravyMerch.com. Get the PTG drop stuff. It's only available for 2 weeks, so get it while you can. It's absolutely fire. I promise you, you will not be disappointed with this merch. It's some of the best we've ever had. And that's about it. Shout out to everybody going to BuzzFest. If you're Gravy Gang and you're going to BuzzFest this weekend, rock some PTG gear. Maybe throw on a hat, throw on a t-shirt. I don't know. Throw some PTG gear on to let the Gravy Gang know. We're trying to work on some sort of like meet up on the lawn where all the Gravy Gang hangs out. We'll have a beer. Don't know what time yet, but we'll figure it out. And appreciate all you guys. Anybody else have anything for us?
Stros.
Return of PTG picks next week.
Oh yeah.
So PTG
I'm gonna kick your ass this year.
I don't know, dude. I beat you last year, right?
Yeah,
we're 1-1, aren't we?
Yeah,
1-1. So we're going for the rubber mount or rubber match, right? That's what they call it.
Yes.
The rubber match, but it's a whole season and it's a different sport than baseball. That PTG picks come back next week. I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. Be good to one another. And until we talk to you guys next time, pass the gravy. Yeah. Bitches.